Hey everyone, it's Gadget again. We're really bad at self-promotion, so I'm hopping in again before the episode to remind you that we are doing a live show on the 14th of December on twitch.tv/modernescapism. It is our traditional Christmas live stream. There will be drinks, there will be Secret Santa. Biggie will probably get undressed at some point because he always does. You don't want to miss it. Be there, 8:30 p.m, Saturday the 14th of December. twitch.tv/modernescapism. We'll see you then.
My favourite English expression is never bite the hand that fingers you, or something like that. Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is Modern Escapism. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Oodles, and tonight I shall be mostly eating the calcified tears of my enemies. Joining me today, all-round ubermensch and right proper bad lad, it's Stig.
Wee. I'm here. Hi. Lads.
Cavalier, raconteur, bard, pissant, and glad about, it's Gadget.
I'll read.
Ne'er-do-well, shield maiden, and proper tart, it's Candy.
Oh, I love a French fancy, me, and a tart.
Mate, you do. And tonight, we have a very special guest. Some of you won't know this person, but if you're a hardcore escapist, then some of you may remember his prowess and lasting legacy on the show. Tonight, let me introduce you all to my dear friend and former lover. It's Biggie. He's back.
He's back.
Hello. Biggie's on the pod. Biggie's on the pod. Biggie's on the pod. Biggie's on the pod.
Ooh, you all right, mate?
Yes, let's address the elephant in the room. Go on, get the fuck out of here. Go on, go back to Africa.
Easy, you look.
Anyway, so yeah, I took a break to deal with some personal issues that affected my mental health, which meant that I had to take some time off work, and I felt I couldn't commit to the pod either, so these guys were lovely and supportive, and I just had to step away to sort my head out, so I can't even say it. Fingers crossed I'm on a better path. Yeah, I can't read. So yeah, thank you, and I'm here.
Right. So before we continue, it's now time for Biggie's welcome back to work meeting. So, before we do continue, Biggie, would you like a rep?
No, it's fine. I can rep myself. Do you know what I mean? I'm street.
Okay. So, in this past 5 weeks, I believe so, this is your 4th occasion this year, separate occasion of absence. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Yeah, I just had a biggie week. I haven't done anything.
Okay.
Next.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is
I have enjoyed listening to the pods, actually, even though I knew I wasn't on them, which was obviously a shame, but I enjoyed actually listening to them. It's actually nice being a listener, and I thought Kurt did a great job when he came on as well.
BBAK.
Did a song on the spot as well, which was quite impressive.
He did. I'm going to adjourn with the rest of the committee, and we're going to decide your fate at a later date. But for now, you're still a member of this podcast.
Oh, phew, yay.
Very nice. Oh.
Very nice.
Didn't like that
Stig wanted
response
you
there.
out.
Just going to mark that down. Just marking that down.
Stig wanted you out, mate. Week 1. He was like, let's get rid of it.
Doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me, to be honestly. I've always
He was drafting up an email.
Doubted him.
Wants to get the better newsreader in.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Because
it wouldn't have
Stiggy's
been
sensational news has been great. It's been great. It's been award-winning.
I've been topped
Yeah,
up by the
a few
BBC.
stumbles during that.
Listen,
But
some of those names are hard.
Stig. What I want to say is thank you for stepping in the reins for this past month and a half, it's felt like. But I'm sorry, Stig, you are now relegated because it's time for Biggie's breaking news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's breaking news.
Bullshit.
Okay, so first up, Helldivers 2 wins Game of the Year at the 2024 Tiger Awards. Arrowhead Game Studios and Sony's Helldivers 2 was a big winner of the night, taking home the Best Technical Innovation and Game of the Year prizes. Sony Interactive Entertainment also won awards for Best Use of a License, thanks to Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and Best Narrative in Games for The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Ninja Theory and Microsoft's Senua Saga Hellblade 2 won 2 awards for Best Action Adventure Game of 2024 and Diversity in Games.
Fantastic.
It's got a woman on it.
Woke.
I think I made my feelings clear about that game.
Yeah, it really disappointed you, didn't it, mate?
It did. I'm still sad.
How did The Last of Us Part 2 Remaster get Best Narrative in Games? It's
Yeah.
in 2020.
What was this award ceremony called?
Tiger Awards.
TI.
The fuck are them?
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm actually just Googling now to find out what Tiger stands for, 'cause it's an acronym.
Was it for Tony the Tiger? They're great games.
Best action adventure game. That's
Tiger's a
Saga.
not-for-profit trade association representing UK video games industry. It says Industry
It's
Awards.
a load of shite, then.
Independent Game Developers Association, that's it.
Congratulations
it's-
to all the winners.
It basically the ones that didn't have to pay Jeff to get into the top 5.
Oh, so we're taking the piss, but they're the real awards then. Yeah, the actual awards. Cool.
No, it's just nice that like it blew up, didn't it? It kind of came out of nowhere and blew up, and it was like a massive game, and it just seemed to.
I love my time with it. I've never been.
Yeah,
I've
some
not been on
people
it since
just-
that first month.
I haven't been back to it, but like plenty of people played it, got enough out of it. You know,
Yeah, I don't
but-
regret.
people put
And it's
20 to
quite
40
cheap when it
hours
came
into
out.
it, and that's enough, really, isn't it? You know, if there's a lot of people that still play it, but if you put 20 to 40 hours in and went, "Yep, I love that," and I'm moving on. Like Gadget doesn't like he's happy moved on, and he was happy with his time on it.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see them get some recognition because it did kind of blow up.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I think it's just deserved. Next.
UK's biggest mobile games failed to disclose loot boxes in advertising. According to the BBC, which did an investigation into the top 45 highest grossing games on the Google Play Store, discovered that only 2 games currently advertised that they contained randomised in-game purchases.
What a shock!
I mean,
Who the fuck uses the Google Play Store?
people at Android.
Ugh.
Like me?
I mean, it's stand to reason if you go into the game section and it's a free game, it's going to have loot boxes.
It still should be a law, though, shouldn't it, to say it?
Oh, it should be, but you know.
Yeah, but I mean, common sense. How are they going to make money from this game?
Kids don't have common sense.
Kids shouldn't have credit
Yeah,
cards.
yeah, but you'd be surprised at the amount of parents who put their details in once to buy one thing, and then all of a sudden it's still there, and they don't
Well, they're
realise.
fucking idiots.
Well,
aren't
yeah,
they?
but there's not everyone's tech savvy, are they? So
Like that old man that purchased all that porn in that picture.
Ron. Oh no, we love our Ron. He was done wrong by Virgin Media.
He definitely didn't buy all that porn, did he? Definitely didn't.
Definitely didn't, but that
That
lie,
face of his.
that lie just accelerated, didn't it? His wife went to the papers.
it's the picture where he's just like the picture of him is just like fuck.
I've been caught.
The wife's fucking furious.
Put your dick down, Ron. God's sakes, man.
Oh, I love our Ron.
He's a good lad. He's a good lad. Cool. Next.
Dirty out get.
Fortnite attracts 14 million concurrent players to watch a hip-hop concert event.
It's mental. Is that the end of the? Is that the end or the start of the season?
End of the season, I think.
They usually end them with a big concert, don't they?
Oh, okay, yeah, because I know media was today.
Record.
She was just like, "I want to play Fortnite when I get back." The new season started. I was like,
Yeah.
"Well, you're not because you're getting back too late."
Yep. They got all much to do.
Featured
Yeah.
performances from Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Ice Spice, and Juice WRLD, to name a few.
They're in the game.
Ice Spice. What's that?
Yeah,
To
She said-
the drug that you get down the working men's.
female
I
rapper.
thought it were a drug. Ice Spice.
You have to
Nice.
give it to them. They've really kept Fortnite in the limelight for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, it's been 10 years now, hasn't it? And kids are still playing.
I'll be enjoying it.
Hell.
I'll
Really?
admit,
10 years?
I've been
Wow.
enjoying playing it recently with Amelia. Like
Yeah.
Good game.
no build mode is so much better.
Yeah, it is. It's a good game.
Not having dickheads just like put big towers in front of you. And like, great, now I've got to shoot in this tower. I
I
can't
play
do
it
the
at
build
least
fast.
once a week with kids.
Oh, it's fun, and they
I
have.
think it's good.
So they have Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Ice Spice, and in the game as bots. So if you kill them, they become part of your team. So like there's a big mansion in the middle where Snoop Dogg lives. There's like an underground layer where Eminem is, and he's got a helicopter, and he's got a big chain gun that when it shoots, it does the lyrics to Rap God. You know, that fast bit. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Is it,
And then above it all is
Eminem
just,
in the real world.
and then above it all is Juice World. It's like a big kind of god just looking over the island.
I don't even know what Juice World is. Is that a person or a band?
Person.
That's the person. It's his rap name.
Okay.
But it's funny. But the funny thing is, right? I've said this in our Discord is, Snoop Dogg is a marketing genius.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
he has kids.
Yeah.
He came out when I was a kid, and he has kids now, still knowing who he is and getting excited for him. Like media was like, "Oh, Snoop Dogg's there," and I was like, "What?"
It's so funny that he's
like
such a
it.
household name now as well, isn't it? Like for somebody who was like up for murder once. And
He's at the Olympics.
Yeah, he's Olympics.
Yeah.
He's commentating. and
We've all been
stuff,
up for
hasn't he?
murder.
But also, hasn't he only released like 4 albums or something?
That's what you need,
I
is
mean,
good ones.
He's a
He's
collab
done
genius,
some-
isn't he?
good at, he does a lot of stuff with other
Marketing
artists. That's where
genius.
he's kept
Yeah,
going.
his marketing is just off the
He doesn't
scale.
need to go on tour on his own. He can just go with whoever he wants, can't
Oh
he?
wait, no, oh shit, he's released 19 studio albums. Ignore me then, fucking hell.
Oh, it's
Eat your
prolific.
humble pie there, Gadget.
Yeah,
They,
no.
they definitely go like that with quality. But I don't
Yeah.
listen to the latest stuff. I'm still a fan of his
I
early
just-
work.
I was just thinking that he had that same kind of trajectory as what Dr. Dre did, because Dr. Dre's only released a handful of albums, but he's produced and written more than he's recorded himself.
He's
He
sold
always
more
was a
products
producer
more.
more than anything, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Even back in the day, he was kind of
He's
a
a
producer.
doctor.
But like the handful of albums he has released have sold more than God.
Yeah.
You're basically not a successful rapper if you haven't collaborated with Snoop Dogg.
He doesn't even
Dr.
have
Dre
though, does he,
has, yeah.
Snoop Dogg? He just spells things out.
He just talks in that weird accent of his.
Why is he not on Sesame Street?
He's
Don't
been on
give him
Sesame
ideas.
Street.
He's done Sesame Street.
He's done it,
Oh,
yeah.
there you go.
He was talking about lettuces with Kermit, not Kermit, with Elmo.
We
But
all
he
know
wasn't
what
meaning
lettuce is.
Yeah. That's my favourite food, Elmo.
Yeah,
You know all that.
yeah, I was right. Dr. Dre has released 3 albums under his own name: The Chronic, 2001, and Compton, and that was just the soundtrack
Well,
to the film.
that's NWA, isn't it?
Well, yeah, he did
He
NWA as
was
well. I'm saying like
yeah.
Dr. Dre's albums.
He's,
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he's more of a producer.
But last album he did was hardly features him. It's mainly
Yeah, he's not in it, is he?
He's
not
in
really
some
it.
of them, but a lot of the other songs are just ones he's produced. Wasn't really the follow up to 2001 I was looking for, to be honest.
Congratulations
You
to
could-
Snoop Dogg, Fortnite, and Ice Juice.
Ice
and all
Juice.
those people. All those
I mean, they
people.
called him Slurpee Juice because there's like Slurp Juice in the game.
Peach
Yeah.
tea.
She was like,
slushy.
she goes, let's go towards Slurpee Juice. And I was like, what? She went, the guy in the sky. And I went, you mean Juice World? She's like, oh yeah, Juice World.
Lil
Close enough.
Arnold Palmer, Ice Tea, whatever they're all called.
she's well into it now though.
Good,
We had
good,
to teach. I had to teach her because she kept running away, and I was like, Amelia, I can't defeat everyone by myself. I need you to. I'm
You
not good
can't
at
do that.
shooting. That's how you get good at the game. Now she's decided, just practice shooting, sniping, everything. She actually can kill people now. So
Can your kid read? That's a stupid question. Of course you can
Yeah.
can read. Get her on Dragon Quest. Come on. Start them young, mate. You missed out when you were young, remember? Start 'em
she
young.
likes to play.
Puff?
No.
She likes to play these because the kids at school play it, so they talk about
Yeah,
it.
it's the zeitgeist.
And it's one I can play with her, which is it is.
oh,
Yeah,
it's a bonus.
It's not too bad. Yes, it's violent. You're shooting people, but it's cartoon violence.
They're not real people, are they? They're all
Yeah.
bloody Homer Simpsons and Peter Griffins running about. Yeah. Cool. Next.
PlayStation exec Shuhei Yoshida will leave the company in January.
He's been
He's
practicing.
been there over 31 years for the company.
Good lad is Shu, isn't he? Supposed to be, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, without him, we wouldn't have
Sorry,
Bloodborne. He pushed hard for it.
Yes, he did. But he also said that Dark Souls was shit.
Yeah, but he saw how much it fucking sold. Like, he might not have liked to play the game himself, but he wasn't an idiot.
Yeah. He wasn't an idiot.
He's looking at
Yeah, he's good. He's good lad, is Shu.
He's looking at the sales
Yeah, he
figures. He goes,
said,
Jesus, Frank, this is selling a lot. We need to make one.
Pioneered the PSP, didn't he, as well?
And the Vita.
And the Vita,
He's
yeah.
been,
So he's a good lad.
He said, I've been with the PlayStation from the beginning. This is my 31st year with PlayStation. When I hit 30 years, I was thinking, maybe time to move on. He went on to say he's excited for the future of PlayStation. It's in really good hands. I thought, okay, this is my time. And he'll allegedly continue to work in the industry. But
Yeah.
Why?
I think he was PlayStation US director for a long time as well, wasn't he? Over that side.
I think in the early days, yeah, when they were first expanding it to North America.
Yeah, because he could speak English. He was one of the only few. You can go
was
over
he
there,
the one
Shu.
that had the parody account as well that was on?
Yes.
based on him?
No, that was Kaz.
No, that's Kazurai. Yeah.
Oh, Kaz, that's it. Yeah.
But
was
Shu,
hard-
he's always been vocal.
Yeah, it was hard to tell where the parody account finished and the actual account started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's good, man. I mean, yeah, he'll probably consult on a lot of stuff, won't he, for the rest of his life? Right, especially if they're launching a new PlayStation Portable thing.
Yeah, so they're working on a
hand.
handheld console. Was the next news clip I got
Yeah, it's mad, isn't
to
it?
rival the Switch. It's in the early stages of development. No idea a future release date. They haven't even actually really confirmed it themselves yet.
I genuinely think it could blow up.
Well, they're saying it's going to play PS5 games, basically, is the idea behind it. So it's got to be pretty good tech to do that.
It could be amazing.
The problem is, with any new Sony venture into hardware, it's will they support it? Because they
That's
didn't
the
support
problem.
the Vita, they didn't support the VR1, they haven't supported the VR2.
No, that's the
But I
problem,
think
isn't it? It's frightening.
With this one,
to
it's
jump in
obviously gonna
early.
be, it's going to be digital based. It's not going to be disc based in any format. So I guess that's got that to not
Yep.
have to worry about. It's all based on what catalog games you've got and what you're
Yeah.
willing to purchase.
But yeah, but like I say, it's just whether they support it properly.
It could die.
think they will.
I'd like them to come out with something like that and it to be good and it to sell bucket loads because again, good for competition.
Yeah.
It's not their own memory cards.
But imagine in like 5 years.
the M2 micros.
Oh, the M2s, yeah. In 5 years' time, we're all sat here like talking about the next handheld war, gaming war. That'd be fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Like, let's say, because Switch 2's out, we've got the PSP 2,
Xbox.
we've got the Xboxes, whatever they're gonna throw out, and then I don't know, some random thing will come out. Then it's always up against the PC handhelds. I think it's a nice,
And
it's a nice
Gizmodo
war
comes
to
back.
have. The Gizmodo's back.
Remember, we talked the other week about Sega. They're going to bring something
Yeah,
Sega.
I was going to say Sega.
I think it could spark a fire under people and bring stuff back. Because
Nokia
whichever
comes in with the
console,
Engage 3.
the need to jump on whichever consoles can play your games like Fortnite and Call of Duty best. That's how you launch it. Like the PS Vita was great and all, but it didn't have a proper Call of Duty. It had like port kind of things, like weird Call of Duties and stuff, didn't it?
Yeah,
didn't
it was
have,
like Call of Duty
it's like
Black Ops
half a
something
Call
or
of
other.
Duty. It wasn't a real Call
I
of Duty.
never really got into any of the first party stuff on the Vita. I bought a Vita when I got my PS4. I was like, right, I'm going all in on this like next gen. Got a PS4, got a Vita because you could stream.
The share play,
PS4 to
remote
it.
play
Yeah,
was
yeah.
good.
So I was like, I can do that. It's great. Terrifier was great.
You was
Actually, I enjoyed that. But then I got stuff like the Uncharted game, and I
not very good.
just couldn't get into that.
No,
I just-
it wasn't very
Like
good.
that.
That's why.
Do you know what? Do you know what's the worst thing is? That's my first like foray. That's the word
Foray.
I'm looking- Foray into Uncharted. That's the first Uncharted.
Oh,
game.
it put you off.
That's a bad first
Oh,
impression,
wow.
that one.
Yeah, start with 2.
Luckily, it didn't. When the remastered 1, 2, and 3 came out, I played that, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah. Thankfully,
I mean,
these
it
are
is
good.
I think the first
Yeah.
game I got on my Vita when I got one was Soul Sacrifice, which I really liked. It was like kind of Diablo / Soulsy arena
yeah,
combat
2D
game.
thing. Yeah,
It was great. Lovely
Soul
little game.
Sacrifice. Yeah, with it's one with the book, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, I really
You
liked
opened the
that
book
one.
and yeah, it was.
And
it
Terraria was good. Little Big Planet Vita was really good for what it was.
I bought a Vita so I could play PSP games.
Yeah, I bought it to play Final Fantasy VII.
I bought it to play Peace Walker, which is on PSP.
I went through the original Resident Evil games on it, so
I was just about to say that one of the first games I played, and it was Resi 2.
yeah. It was a beautiful. That screen was. Oh, that screen was phenomenal for its time.
Metal Gear Solid collection on it was really good as well. Like
It was.
Metal Gear Solid 2 running at a buttery smooth 60 frames a second.
Yeah, it was insane.
Better than it ever ran on the PS2.
Problem with it was, it's just you play PS2 games with them little nubbins instead of analog sticks.
It was using
Difficult to aim.
the fucking touchpad on the back.
Oh, get rid of that nonsense.
let's
Well,
go
this
for
is a
Terrifier.
perfect
Let's go for
time
Terrifier.
to segue to the next story because the PS2 officially surpasses 160 million sales.
Who's still bought a
Retaining
PS2?
its best-selling
Brazil.
console crown.
Still
in
selling
Japan,
them
I
in
reckon.
Brazil, aren't they? Brazil's a massive component of PS2 and Dreamcast, apparently. I read that today. They love them. They fucking love it. They love that generation.
Fucking hell.
PS2's... It's mega good, though. That is a good console. That You
The
can't argue with that
Switch-
being best.
The Switch is actually currently at 146 million sales. It's not far off.
Woo!
In a shorter lifespan as well.
Yeah, so which makes it quite... It's more impressive.
Yeah,
Way
but
more impressive.
Yeah, but is the Switch going to sell 14 million units between now and the Switch 2?
Nope.
Maybe if they've dropped the price dramatically.
Imagine if they do the standard Switch for £99. Fucking hell.
I mean, I could see them putting
It'd fly off the shelves.
I could see them putting the light down to that.
Just imagine it, though. Imagine that. There'd be people fighting each other in the streets. Crazy.
They're not playing
Didn't they do
them
that
in
with-
the street.
Didn't they do that with the Wii U at some point? They just dropped it to
Yeah, because no
stupid- and
fucker
now-
was buying them.
And now it's really expensive if you want one now.
I could see them dropping the price down to like 150 quid for the normal version, but then put the price of the games up by a
99.
tenner.
Yeah, but do the light for 99 quid. God, that'd sell. That would still sell even with a Switch 2 out. That would still sell. They'd be like, this is the console you can play Mario Odyssey, you can play Zelda, you can play this.
There's loads of parents and people who buy last-gen consoles because they can't afford the new one.
They did.
Yeah.
They did it with the Wii. I remember them releasing like what was it? I can't remember. It
A
was
black
like,
Wii, didn't they?
Yeah, it was the black. It was like the Wii Lite or something like that, and it didn't
Yeah.
have internet connectivity.
No, it didn't.
But it was just a really basic version of the Wii. But it was like 70 quid or something like that. It was ridiculously
Yeah, I remember
cheap.
it. I remember it. Yeah. Man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Clearly
Bring it
just
on.
made to sell off the fucking internals that they already had.
Yeah.
I just really want a new handheld revolution, and people be like, which side are you on? I'm on all sides. Come at me. I love handheld gaming so much. I love it. Just to
Okay, so-
destroy phone gaming as well, because fuck that. Loot box nonsense.
I've got yourself an analog pocket yet.
No, I've got loads of different ones, though. I've got loads of different...
Not decided to get that
How
one that you have to
things.
crank up.
I really want to play this. They look really cool.
No.
Playdates look cool, yeah, but they're not real games. They're pretend games. They're gimmicks.
Gimmicks, exactly, Oodles. That's a gimmick.
It's also made by Teenage Engineering, and I love their stuff. So
I do not care. Next.
I can tell he's been at the
Rumor
wine.
mill. The rumor mill continues as Forza Horizon 5 is apparently ready to roll on the PS5, but the release has been delayed.
That's got me mint.
I mean, Forza
I need a new
Horizon
racing
5 is
game.
good.
I need a new racing game as well.
It's a really
I'm-
good game. I really enjoyed the time I spent with it on the Xbox.
I'm jonesing for one, as they say in America. Jonesing.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
races
love
do
the
run well
Horizon
on
games.
PS5. I think it'd do all right on there.
Yeah, the last Gran Turismo blew me away, man. I loved it so much.
All Xbox games do well on PS5.
You see, these is
They're-
one of the highest selling PlayStation games
Yeah,
of last
it's
year.
because it's a game that people can't get if they don't have an Xbox. So
Yeah,
it comes to the
yeah,
PS5,
it's-
and so people get it. That's why
Yeah.
they started doing it. They're not stupid.
Hi-Fi Rush sold really well as well.
Mm.
Yeah. Yep.
And COD.
Can't wait for Halo to drop next summer.
Have it. It's fine.
Ba-ba-ba-bam. Ba-ba-ba-bam. It's gonna be cool, man. Next.
Can't even say it. Mechanimal open world survival crafting game Light of Motirum has been announced for the PC, PS5, iOS, and Android. Now, this game is literally a carbon copy of Horizon Dawn.
I've just put the article in the chat so Oodles can have a look, because like I sent it to Candy the other day, just like, oh, that's shameless.
Like I get
that.
so like mech animals aren't a new thing. Do you know what I mean?
No,
They're not
no.
like it's not something that Horizon can say they did first. But the setting, the character, like in the
the main
like,
character is
the main
identical.
character looks like
It's a ginger girl.
it's a ginger, like female with a bow and arrow in kind of, like
It's
skimpy
robot
looking.
dinosaurs.
jungle clothes, whatever. I don't know the best to describe it, but do you know what I mean? Like
Jungle clothes is the best way. Tribal, you mean?
Yeah, but
Jungle clothes. That's
also
the podcast title, by the way.
The mechanical dinosaurs do look a lot like the ones from Horizon. Like it's not like a thing.
Oh yeah.
It's even like the color palette and everything from like the clips that they or the pictures they're showing. Like the image composition is exactly the same.
I think it looks extremely original.
No wonder Tencent keep. They talked about it last week, didn't we? They keep losing money. Yeah. No fucking wonder.
Yeah, because they've been caught every week. Guerrilla Games are going to go after this big style.
Oh,
Imagine
absolutely.
They're going to go up against fucking Sony's execs and fucking lawyers and that. That looks like fucking Horizon Zero Dawn 3.
I love the blurb for it as well. In a world overrun by colossal machines, explore the vast open world, build your base of operations, advance technology, train mechanimals, and take on formidable bosses.
The new character's called Ola as well.
OLED.
I love it if it was called Horizon, but backwards, so it was the
Horizon.
Oh, God. Shameless. Next.
After 14 years, the 6-hour JRPG that dominated the Xbox 360's indies charts is getting a full remaster. Apparently an amazing price point. It was called Breath of Death 7, and apparently it was a bit of a parody comedy game.
They're all good.
Back on the Xbox 360, it's getting a remaster.
Yeah, you play it. It's a post-apocalyptic RPG, like turn-based one, where you play as like dead people.
I'll put that next. I thought,
cool.
yeah, it might be some up your street.
Yeah,
Oodles.
I've played them. They're good. I've not played them all, but they're good. It's the writing about the very Undertale before Undertale.
Yeah,
that kind of meta commentary on the genre. So big fan. I will replay that. Absolutely.
You can do it for $5, apparently.
I don't work in dollars, mate. Sterling, mate. Only sterling. Come on.
they're £4.30.
Oh, perfect. It'll still be a $5 for us, though, won't
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of dollars, Call of Duty is now #1 most played game on the Xbox in the US, overtaking Fortnite. What felt like a long years of
No
domination.
shit, they're planning their insurrection. They've got to get some training in. they're all using it for target practice. Sorry, Gadget.
Oh, caught me by surprise, that.
They're getting ready, mate. They're getting ready. Okay, now fire. Get ready, New Year.
You're going to see them on the front lines with their gamer tags on their camo armor.
Yeah, and fucking like zebra print guns. Let's go. Nicki Minaj. Let's go.
Full on Meal Team 6.
Yeah, let's go. I can't wait for
That's
that.
a front line.
And here on Modern Escapism, we don't support any insurrections. You better win. Next.
Another unconfirmed rumour, Ubisoft wants Steam to remove concurrent player counts, according to Fandom Pulse. A Ubisoft insider has revealed that the company has asked Valve to remove or hide the concurrent player count data for its games on Steam. Ubisoft is reportedly unhappy that gamers, the press, and investors can easily see how poorly their games are performing.
Make better games then.
That screams Skull and Bones, doesn't it?
And
apparently,
Outlaws.
Outlaws, yeah.
Apparently, upon further investigation, the source is apparently unreliable and has been known to cause controversy when there may not be any. So that article that went up is more of a reference point, and take it with a big, huge truckload of salt.
No, I can still believe someone in Ubisoft would be thinking this.
Oh yeah.
Welcome.
And speaking of Steam, there's a lawsuit against Steam's 30% cut of game sales has now turned into a class action, meaning many other developers could benefit.
Strike.
I'm not sure this would have any basis because Steam doesn't stop you selling your game elsewhere. Like Steam has the monopoly, but it's not forcing you to sell your game on it. The only stipulation they have is that if you discount your game on another platform, you need to discount it to the same thing on Steam. I think they just want
you have
Steam
to
reduce
remember,
that
though,
30%
Gadget,
cut.
You have to remember how people get when whatever's winning, whatever's in power, whatever's on top, is going to get the arrows thrown at it, aren't they? This is what's going to happen.
True.
So with Steam having the monopoly, even though they wasn't aiming for the monopoly and they're not blocking anything, they're not gatekeeping, it still means people are still going to attack it just because it's
true.
in front.
I guess it's like that previous Ubisoft article. It's like, make better games, make a better platform.
Make a better
like
platform.
Steam's
if you can
the
do
blueprint.
Yeah.
Make a better platform than Steam.
Steam wouldn't like cease and desist you, would they? They'd be like, cool, another rival.
Yeah.
That's it. Be better.
I mean, Gabe's already a multi-billionaire and
he doesn't give a fuck.
They're not a publicly traded company. All their profits go into the staff and into rebuild and into like investing in the company. I'm sure they would welcome some competition.
It don't matter if your tower's made of chuffing ivory or gold or fucking the backs of the people. People are still going to sling arrows at whichever's leading. That is just how it's going to work. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's fucking... Fuck them. Stop moaning, gamers. God. Next.
Just a couple of quick ones. Mortal Kombat 1's next DLC, Wave, has apparently been cancelled. Poor sales of the first expansion, Chaos Reigns, being blamed.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's not really had a good tail at that game, has it?
I really liked the single player campaign, and then I uninstalled it and sent it back.
How many people are playing it? See, Ubisoft, I'm doing this for everybody.
I'm not even bothered with it, which is a shame.
I mean, it's averaging about 3,000 players a day on Steam.
He's a very competent fighter. He's very competent, but
it's no Tekken 8 or Street Fighter 6.
It's Street Fighter's the one that's the competition. But if you're going to waste your time and get better at something, get something that could lead to competition. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's how you do it.
They didn't have Mortal Kombat at Evo this year, did they?
No, mate. That new game wasn't Evo built. It was very, very stripped back. Do you know, accessibility first rather than
right
mastering. Like you could pull off fatalities with a single button and stuff like that.
So it didn't have the holding power for the hardcore players.
No, not at all. But the campaign is well worth. See, they need to start selling them separately, like 20 quid just for campaign. I'll be all over that. Absolutely all over that. But yeah, if I'm getting another fighting game now, it'd be Tekken. It's gone down in price, I think, as well. I might just jump on
it's probably very cheap to get now.
I might jump on that at some point, because I need to know what happens to the Zaibatsu Corporation. Stig knows. He's the man that has all the knowledge.
I know.
He knows, and he's kept the spoilers very light. Next.
Depends on the ending.
Oh.
Next one, a bit of doom and gloom, I'm afraid. Dungeons and Dragons and Transformer fans are horrified at the idea of Elon Musk buying Hasbro.
Fuck off.
No.
Yeah, fuck
that guy.
I messaged Gadget in the week when I saw that. I was like, how are you taking the news?
Fuck off.
He really is becoming an evil overlord, isn't he?
But in the shittest possible way. He's not
Yeah.
even fun with it.
Exactly.
Is Elon Musk Dane Ashglade?
No,
But
because
if-
Dave Ashglade was halfway competent. This guy's just a rich idiot.
If he's serious about buying the company, he would also end up owning several other toy and game properties, including Star Wars, Ghostbusters, My Little Pony, Peppa Pig, and Pokemon, to name a few.
Welcome on, let's say.
Yeah.
Fucking welcome on.
My Little Wookie.
Yeah. Fucking.
I'll turn the pony sexy or something.
Yeah.
So
All ponies have to be female.
This one
They
might
already
be,
are, innit?
this one might be
Oh,
a pinch of salt kind of thing, because basically it was Musk,
Yeah.
Musk doing his usual ketamine fueled running around Twitter. Someone had made a post about the making of D&D anniversary book, which had basically the current owners was to the coast tried to distance himself from some of the weirder kind of creepy shit in the original versions of D&D. Original versions of D&D had little bits of kind of baked in sexism and quasi-racism and stuff like that. Stuff that was
Women couldn't be stronger than men.
things that were normalised in the 70s, but in today's light,
Why'd they
bad.
change that?
Can we do 1E, please?
No. It's a terrible
Yeah,
system.
please. I'm begging you.
Biggie cast Grope. It was very successful.
If you fuck around too much, I might make you do one session with it. Like
You got a natural 69 on the dice.
Please roll for consent.
Consent was denied. You still carried on.
oh yeah,
I missed the 70s when men were men and women were in the kitchen.
So Musk was kicking off. I think the quotes in the article says, nobody gets to trash Gary Gygax and the geniuses who created Dungeons and Dragons. What the fuck is wrong with Hasbro and WotC? May they burn in hell. And then he said something like progressives and people from underrepresented groups who justly took offense to the language of OG Dungeons and Dragons. It's fucking ridiculous. I hate Elon
Do you know
Musk.
how this gentleman, gentleman's a loose term. This man's a loose term. This existing
This creature.
This
body
lowercase
bag
d.
of
This box monster.
capital D. This thing. He's all about freedom of speech, isn't he?
Yeah.
So why can't the current version of Dungeons and Dragons exist? Surely that does constitute freedom of speech. However, if they want it to be woke,
As long
that's
as
freedom, right?
No,
You don't have to
can't have
follow
woke speech.
any narrative in Dungeons and Dragons. You've got a basic set of rules to follow. But if you want to do a narrative, which go off and play a game where the women are weak and the men are strong, and these people are racist and they own slaves, go and do that. If you want to find a bunch of people and go fucking do that, go do it.
The problem is Musk doesn't have 3 friends to play with.
Yeah, that's true. Well, him and
can buy them.
Donald Trump could probably play together, couldn't they? They're
God,
attached to
That'd
the
be
hip
good,
at the
wouldn't it?
moment.
Imagine Trump trying to play D&D.
Not to get into too much of the world of Elon Musk, but the guy who's making Avowed has been trolling him massively.
Racist.
I saw that. I've seen that.
Yeah, because
ripping into it.
But like him in Avowed and Musk's like having pronouns in fantasy games is utterly unacceptable, and he's put sickos.jpg. I wanted so badly to make him mad with my game. I can't believe it actually happened. Wait until you see the default, you sad little shit. He said, it's honestly quite surreal to have the world's richest, shittiest boy whine about something I am making. I'm quite frankly giddy. I cannot think of a single person in the world I would rather irritate.
And we've just lost one listener to this podcast. There's always that one person in a group of hundreds that love Elon Musk, isn't there?
It's Elon himself.
If you are a fan and you're put off by our comments, fuck off. That's an official statement.
Take your Tesla with you before it catches fire.
Yeah, and I hope your fake robot bums you. Next.
Well, back to some positivity. Terminally, sort of. Terminally ill fan. Has been flown to Gearbox to play Borderlands 4 early. At the start of the year, a Borderlands superfan named Caleb McAlpine attempted a long shot, putting out what he described as a plea to Gearbox to allow him to play the still in development Borderlands 4. And Gearbox took him up on that and flew him out and gave him a day at the headquarters in San Francisco. Frisco,
Frisco,
Texas.
Tesco.
Yes. Thank you.
It's best Tesco, that. It's best Tesco.
And he apparently came back and said the game's amazing, which I'm sure he has to say.
Imagine being on your deathbed and
non-disclosures and all that.
I really wish to play the next Borderlands game.
Is this where you've been, Biggie?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's a very sweet story. Like I don't want to take the piss out of it.
It's not that sweet because during the visit you got to meet the studio founder Randy Pitchford. I wouldn't thank you for that.
No, it is anything that's like that. I love.
And the kid had a MAGA hat on as well, so that fucking changes everything.
on a slightly related tangent to it, Stig, I saw a thing on TikTok today where some terminally ill little girl got to go and fight Triple H in WWE.
That's better.
You should.
And Triple H would not let her submit him, so he fucking pinned her.
He pedigreed her and then knocked it down with a sledgehammer. No, you should look up.
And then married
Connor.
Face.
Connor's Cure, Connor the Crusher, they called him, as a terminally ill kid that they had around there, and he was like became kind of like a spokesperson for like illness and doing that, and the wrestlers were great with him.
Yeah, I've seen clips of like these Make-A-Wish kids and that, and they like go to see wrestlers and they let wrestlers flip them over, and because obviously a wrestler can flip themselves over. It's fucking. I think it's really nice, really lovely.
Yeah,
they can flip
kid,
themselves over.
he like punched Triple H, and Triple H like fell to the ground, pretending to be knocked out. And one of the guys was like, "Ref, get in there!" And the ref came in and he pinned him.
Yeah, that's
And they all like held him up with a belt.
They've all been really good with that stuff.
Tiny little kid. Bless him.
Yeah, John Cena's like the Make-A-Wish king. He's done the most out of anyone.
600 and something the last kid or something.
They've all been really good, except Chris Benoit. Next.
Oh, mate.
And the Ultimate Warrior. He told the Make-A-Wish. He told the Make-A-Wish kid to fuck off. Absolute horror piece of shit. Awful.
Yeah. Don't get me started on Sergeant Slaughter. Next.
Stolen Valor. No, it's true. Stolen Valor.
Over to the world of film and TV before this gets worse. Wicked proves popular as movie musical source for record-breaking 164 as the time of this US million box office opening.
Words. Yeah, I predicted. I mean, we all predicted Wicked would be a smash because
it was never not going to be a smash. It's a really popular musical. It's
one of the most popular musicals.
Got Ariana Grande in it.
Yeah, I've not seen it yet, but I'm really looking forward to seeing it because I really like the stage show a lot. I think some of the songs in that have lasted the test of time because it's been going for decades, hasn't it? Wicked. I think early 90s, is it?
I was going to at least 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
Early 2000s.
Yeah. Early 2000s. It's some really good. And again, pinch of salt on that one because I really like Broadway musicals. I really do. I love a musical. And I know our Stig does. He bloody loves them.
Kurt has left the chat.
I love a good musical.
I love someone talking and then turning into song. I just think it's fucking brilliant. I think it's really uplifting, and I was going to take my daughter to see it this weekend, but we had house stuff to do. It's okay for kids, isn't it, Stig?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. The stage show was all right. It scared me a little bit when she was flying over my fucking head.
My daughter went to see it yesterday. She went with another friend's mum, but my daughter said the first part was boring.
She's waiting for the sounds.
So I've no idea what that means. Stig might be able to elaborate later.
Your daughter's boring. Yeah, that's what it means.
Wow.
You just reviewed your kid.
Reviewed your kid, reviewing Wicked.
I'm really happy that it's doing well. It's it's just a bit of joy before Christmas, isn't it? Before the new year, when everything changes. Next,
When Nosferatu comes in. To play.
Nosferatu. Let's go.
Arcane cinematic universe to expand with 3 more League of Legends animated series. Candy's obviously a little bit happy about that.
Having a little dance in my chair.
Arcane showrunner Christian Link has now confirmed the locations in which these new stories will be set as Noxus, home to Arcane's Meldada, plus Demacia and Ionia. I hope that's
You know what any of them things mean, Candy?
Nope.
Not a clue. It's been really hard, actually, because I kind of want to know the lore to know what is going to be coming up. At the same time, I really don't, because am I setting myself up for disappointment?
Are we predicting that Candy at some point next year is going to start playing League of Legends?
Don't think it hasn't crossed my mind.
Oh, no. Have you seen
I know.
I can see it, me. I can see it happening, me.
There's not.
She's going to get one of them League of Legends chairs where the keyboard's attached to chair.
You're not getting... You're not getting what you get from Arcane.
I was going to say there's not that much in the way
in
of
the
lore,
loading
is there?
screens. You can read the loading screens.
I'll watch somebody else.
Apparently,
play
they're very long.
Do you know what? I would have loved to have, like, having watched it back, I would have loved to have gone to the World Finals at the O2. They look lit.
And not knowing what anything was happening.
Well, no, I would have left when they started playing. But, like, the players walked on to Linkin Park.
Oh, wow.
Not too, like, actual Linkin Park were there.
I'm sorry, but we haven't done our first live show yet in person. We might have Linkin Park.
Shit, I just ruined it, haven't I?
Tribute band.
It'd be easier getting Maximo Park, wouldn't it, for us?
It's actually Taylor Swift.
Gadget probably knows them.
More like LinkedIn Park.
Linkin Park.
Yeah, I like that. Cool.
But yeah, apparently season 2 is the end of the current Arcane storyline.
Not apparent.
Further other stuff according to this. And the same animation studio, Fortiche, once again be at the helm for the other series.
Good.
Depends if they get the money. It costs them a fortune.
Yeah.
I'll be happy if they don't. I won't be bothered if they don't, to be honest, because, like...
Yeah. Because you got what you needed. They should move over to Amazon because they're really good at keeping things alive that Netflix don't like.
The thing is, Candy, if you start playing League of Legends, you do get to witness on the loading screens the absolutely unhinged character art.
Yeah,
Because
it is, isn't it? The champions look cool.
I know, but no, like the key art. Like I'm just putting one in the chat here for Miss Fortune, the pirate queen. I'm not sure the artist has ever seen a human body before for this one.
Oh, let's have a look. Big titties.
No, I like it.
She's got some of them big titties. Looks like you, Candy.
Yeah, I think so. Look at that. Look at them
Well,
titties.
if you haven't installed Wallpaper Engine, you can have a lot of these going on in the background.
Yeah, and then look at the character, and then look at the character in game as you
Look at the
down.
character in game in the ability section.
Cowgirl Misfortune, Waterloo Misfortune, Secret Agent Misfortune, and Candy Cane. Oh, it's you!
It's me.
Candy Cane Misfortune.
It's me!
Road Warrior Misfortune. Crime City Misfortune.
Captain Fortune.
Hello,
Star
Misfortune.
Guardian Misfortune. I'm all about
Arcade.
that.
Oh, Arcade Misfortune.
Yeah, I'm all about
Family
all of
Fortune.
This. Family Fortunes, yeah.
Like I say, the character art is completely fucking unhinged. I'm fairly sure most of the character artists are on crack most of the time.
Oh, horny men.
Or horny men.
I love
I think
these.
it should stop.
It looks
I think
AI,
it could be a
though.
regular feature.
Yeah, they look
Candy's
AI.
adventures in League of Legends. I think it could be a regular feature.
I bet these are made with AI.
They definitely look it.
Candy, download the client and start playing it.
Secret Agent area looks a
It'll
bit
be
like
funny.
Jessica Rabbit.
Arcade Misfortune. Look at the size of her rat.
All right.
Yeah.
There's a H in there, Candy.
hat.
Rat.
Her
And
rat.
she's got Captain America's shield on her ear. I like everything about League of Legends apart from League of Legends.
I think you should try it, mate. I've tried it. I didn't like it, but you've not tried it. You might love it.
I haven't played a MOBA in ages. I might download it.
I think you two should go on a little podcast, a little bi-monthly podcast where you two discuss your foray into League of Legends.
Shall we? I'm up for that.
Can we?
I think the patrons will do that. I think
League
the
of
patrons
Legends.
would listen to that. League of Legends, yeah. Just you two having a little half an hour chat about
More
it.
like League of Bellends.
Yeah, we can call it that.
Ooh.
And I think there's content there. Just putting it out there. Let the listeners decide.
I'm up for that. If you are Gadget.
Yeah, I'm literally going to go and download the client now.
And that's how we build content
no.
on the fly, listeners.
And that's how the podcast died when Candy,
do I do it?
Candy and Gadget never turned up again.
No, Stig, we're locking it behind a paywall. So if anything bad comes from it, at least it's locked behind a paywall.
Hey, I managed to not only get addicted, but wean myself off of EVE Online, so I can do this.
I think you two could.
Famous
do this.
last words there.
Imagine this in a year's time after just this little off the collar chuffing discussion. These two are like the biggest podcast in the world because they're doing this fucking League of
coming out
podcast.
to Lincoln Park.
Yeah, coming out. And they're here. Oh my god, it's Candy and Gadget from League of Bellends. And I will reap all the profits because I was the mastermind behind the whole thing.
You can be our manager. You can be our pimp.
Yeah.
I'm copyrighting the name right here, right now.
Yeah. So Stig's on the website now, getting the Earl.
It's asked me to put my date of birth in. Do you think it's going to sound too old?
Yeah.
No, just put it fake. Just say you're born in 2000. 2001.
Am I going to get bullied by the players?
Probably.
Yeah, you
Right, here we
absolutely
go.
Has your form been completed by a carer?
Whilst you two do this, let's carry on with the news. Next.
Charlize Theron is the latest to join the all-star lineup of Christopher Nolan's next movie, slated for release in summer 26. We still have no idea what it's called, but it will co-star Tom Holland, Zendaya, Matt Damon, Lupita Nyong'o, Anne Hathaway, and Robert Pattinson, to name a few.
Nice. I just think is anyone not in this film?
They're doing what they did with Oppenheimer, aren't they?
Oppenheimer,
That's
yeah.
what they did with Oppenheimer. They just kept releasing names over and over again.
And then you saw it film and they were in it for 2 minutes. These names were in it for 2 minutes. Oh, there they are in the background. Yeah. Bring it on, man. Nolan can do no right. He's never made a bad film.
No,
It's rare to say that. It's rare to say that. He's not always made 10 out of 10s, but he's never made a bad one.
No,
yeah.
that's true.
He's the one to watch. Next.
He's the up-and-comer.
Denzel Washington's
Up and comer. He's only new.
Denzel Washington says the Equalizer 4 and 5 are happening. They want me to go and get the bad guys.
Do it, man. Why not? I love Denzel.
I didn't realise there was that many of them.
Yeah,
I've only seen the first one.
First one's
Same.
really good.
I thought it was all right. I didn't really. Then I had the second. I thought it was fine, and then the second one.
They're
got
all
a
the
bit-
same, mate.
A bit
They're
of a
all the
slit,
same.
and I was like, eh.
They're all the same. It's that John Wick fodder style film where you don't really have to care that much what you're watching. You're just watching it.
Yeah.
There's no nuance to it. It's just Denzel Washington is the equalizer. He's hard as fuck, and he don't like when there's injustice. That's it. You know what I mean? It's good. It's a good laugh. Next.
Over to World of Music. Drake accuses Universal Music of boosting a Kendrick Lamar song.
What does that mean? As in
Drake's
pushing
war of
it?
words with Kendrick Lamar through a vicious back and forth of diss tracks generated some of the biggest headlines in rap this year. It's now landed in court. On Monday, lawyers for Drake filed legal papers in New York and Texas accusing the Universal Music Group, the record company behind both rappers, of operating an elaborate scheme to promote Lamar's Not Like Us at the expense of Drake's music, using bots to drive up clicks on streaming services and payola to influence radio stations.
No, it was just a better song.
It's a better song. Even I've heard it. I think Kendrick Lamar pisses all over Drake anyway.
Oh, he does, but like Kendrick
Drake's
Lamar,
a joke.
like absolutely murdered him in that that battle. Meet the Grahams. Listen to that. My God, it's just
good.
It's absolutely brutal. And then the
Well,
funny
in the song Not Like Us, Lamar took various swipes at Drake, including calling Drake and his crew certified paedophiles.
yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That he's taken them to court not for libel by calling him a
It's a dog
paedophile. He's taking them to court for something else.
Well,
I love that line.
I've never, ever liked Drake. I don't like his vibe. He's not really a rapper either, is he? He's more of a singer.
It's creepy.
Yeah, he's creepy.
Attached himself to a lot of young girls.
You were all over Taylor Swift when she were really young, wasn't he?
He's all over Millie Bobby Brown as well.
She's about 12.
Well, she was then.
She was 12. Next.
It's
Okay, there's a few in the weird world web. God, it's been a while since I can.
allegedly, by the way. That was all allegedly. You
Oh,
never
yeah,
know.
we love them all.
You never know. Just got to throw it in there just in case.
Allegedly.
Fucking nuts.
So first up, Loose Women announced 25-hour talkathon.
What?
Yes,
Who let the women out?
I should be on
We're
that
taking
for
talking-
24 hours.
I don't think it's the kind of loose women you like, Oodles.
Oh, is it not? Are these strong, independent women? Ugh. What's loose women? I don't know what that means.
it's the British TV show.
It's a British version of The View.
Like chat show where
Yeah.
the women get around midday talk show and they talk about things.
Menopause
Like
and stuff.
no, like current events and
Anything,
news
really.
and politics and all kinds of things.
Right. I had a TV aerial in 7 years. I ain't got a clue.
I was just see it on TikTok, clips of stuff on TikTok.
All right. Fair enough. Good. The 24-hour talkathon.
Yeah.
What, on Twitch?
You
or
can
what?
expect a host of classic Loose Women chat and some very special
Classic.
showbiz and expert guests throughout.
Fucking
Classic
women
chat.
talking for 24 hours. Blah.
Who's going to make my tea when I get home from work?
These woke women, more like.
If I don't have gammon and chips when I get in, lass, you're going to get a clip right here, oil.
Settle down, Greg Wallace.
Oi! Buttery biscuit base.
Don't, you can't sing that anymore. Can't sing that
I
anymore.
want to put that at the end of the
Cancelled.
podcast so you can't because he's a baddie now.
That's
He always was a
absolute
baddie,
baddie.
That is a banger, though, isn't it?
He's
I
never
mean,
been
he
a
didn't
goodie.
do the song, did he?
No,
Was
but-
it Cassette
No.
Boy?
Yeah. Yeah, we can't glorify any buttery biscuit bases anymore, unfortunately. You can't even have a cheesecake anymore. The band. Next.
Speaking of Loose Women, Just Eat hooks up with Love Honey for sex toy delivery.
Yeah.
That's a great segue.
He's back! Listeners, he's back!
Hang on a minute, my doorbell's going.
Hey!
We always like, Candy's your phone going off? It's not my phone. So Just Eat
The
doing
takeaway-
that, are they?
The takeaway giant said it will deliver sexual well-being products and accessories from brands including Womanizer, WeVibe, and 50 Shades of Grey. It says the products will be delivered inside sealed, unbranded paper bags with receipts attached on the inside to ensure discretion.
That's
Fair
even
play
worse,
to
though.
him.
There's nothing less discreet than a discreet package.
Yeah.
Put it in a fake
It
package.
always makes me
Put
laugh
it in
with that
like
American
a
rule where they have
McDonald's
to have
bag or something. Then no one's
liquor
going to
in
know.
a brown bag when they're drinking it. It's like, we know what's in there.
Yeah.
We know what's in the brown bag. We know there's dildos in there. And your neighbours know.
Ding dong dildo, they
That's,
could have
that's
called
the
it.
fast dildo.
Ding dong dildo.
Write that down. Write that down now.
Trademarked.
We're having-
Trademarked.
We're having
TM.
that.
We can get that going now that Avon's collapsed.
What if people have only got knockers?
Just ringing your doorbell. Ding dong dildo.
Ding dong dildos.
Yeah, it's no longer
My
Avon
landlord
calling,
doesn't
it's Ding Dong
answer.
Dildos.
Well, Biggie,
Candy.
it's been good to have you back. That
Hello,
was
You got one
Joe.
left, buddy.
Here's-
Oh
This
my
is one
word!
final
What?
This was
Sorry.
dropped off for you, Joe. I've opened it up, though, just to be on the safe side.
Just have a taste.
Why?
Oh my god!
I've only just forgiven him for something he hasn't done.
Welched on his deal, did he?
Fucking hell.
Did you ever hear back about that?
Yeah, I did, and he wasn't doing anything guilty whatsoever, unless he spent the amount of time trying to think of an excuse. He's like, "I fucked up here.
excuse.
She's onto me." No, it was something else, but it still sounds
Completely
pretty dodgy.
innocent.
So no,
We're completely
yeah,
innocent.
I think so. Yeah.
I think we need to know now. This is breaking news.
Feet
So
pictures.
do you want to know? So he messaged me. I'm like, oh god, here we go. Fucking hell. And he emailed it to me, and he was like, right, okay, so do you want to make a deal? I'm like, oh Christ, what? And he said,
Oh, God.
if you're able to pay 5 months rent in advance, I'll give you the 6th month free. I was like, I can't afford it. I only just pay. He asked me literally the day after I paid my tax.
That means
Oh,
he's
sorry,
got
lad.
something to pay off, and he's got no money.
Yeah, I know, that's a bit worrying. I also
He's
he's not in employment at the moment. He's not an unemployed person by trade, but
Yeah.
he's just between
Yeah.
jobs.
Oh dear.
So I think it's
Oh,
that.
dear.
Dodgy tax
Oh,
touch.
dear.
But unfortunately, the tax man took it already.
If I were you, Candy, I wouldn't decorate your flat.
No, I know, right?
You're moving soon.
Oh, don't say that. I ain't
When
got
the
another
bank
one in
sees
me.
his house.
She'll shave the rest of her hair if that happens.
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
Eyebrows
go full
next.
Menty D. I'm running out of things to shave. No.
Clip that.
Clip that.
Absolute gold today, guys. This is peak modern escapism.
Because she's tired, she doesn't know what she's saying.
I've already done my toes.
Oh my god.
Did you say we had something
Alright,
else? Or is
moving
that
on.
it?
Let's move on very quickly. Suspects were nabbed for men in bear suits insurance scam. 4 people were arrested after allegedly filing fake insurance claims stating that a bear had damaged the interiors of 3 luxury cars. Video footage submitted to insurers as evidence showed what appeared to be the animal climbing into the front seat of a Rolls Royce, then clawing its way to the back. The footage drew suspicion from investigators with the California Department of Insurance, who, after executing a search warrant, found a bear costume in the suspect's home.
When the bear stood up and lit a
Down.
fag.
A man just
There's a
climbed
great
through. I'm a
comment.
Bear. Rah!
I love this bit. To confirm the footage showed a costumed human and not a bear, department officials asked for assistance from a California Department of Fish and Wildlife biologist who determined that it was clearly a human in a bear suit.
Sounds like a Chinese zoo, this.
The vid.
Yeah, it does. That's where you got the suit from.
The video is fucking great because like you can see it's like really grainy footage shot from like across the car park, and it's so clearly a man in a suit.
There's no way you can run on all fours like a bear can.
Well, no, because all the footage they had was just of the quote unquote bear in the car, like tearing it up. But the problem is, like, bears are big, and this was just a man in a suit.
Yeah.
Even the small bears are bigger than a man, you know? It's like.
Yeah, of course. Wow.
It's
Wow,
fucking
wow,
hilarious. It was how
Biggie, that was amazing. That was amazing. It's good to have you back. I think that was the best news this year. Genuinely.
Fuck you.
Let's get on with the rest of the show. Stig, what you been up to this week?
First up, Do you want to tackle it first, Candy, or do you want to?
I'll let you.
So I took a trip down to Wales.
You're not reviewing that blowjob, are you?
10 out of 10.
I forgot about that.
We lost him.
No, I took a trip down to Wales, and I spent the night at Super Nice Cat's house with me, her, and her fellow. Went over to Cardiff and met up with Candy, Acid Pearl, and their friend. Forgot his name. Sorry,
Andy,
that's the one.
Andy loved you and all. He loved you.
I'm terrible with if it's like the first time I meet someone. Like I'm just like the name goes in and out the ear straight away.
I don't listen. I just don't listen in the first
Unless
place.
they have stupid internet handles like we do, I don't remember people's names either.
I'm terrible for it. Anyway,
Do you know what the funny thing is?
me
His
and
internet handle
Gadget
is
mixed
Andy
up.
Evans.
You look identical.
We don't. I've got a beard.
imagine what it was like at that ball convention they went to.
Oh, fuck off. Oh, fuck off. Oh,
I'm lost.
I'm still in the shit for that.
vengeance will be swift.
We were the only two there.
The orgy was really disappointing.
Carry on.
Anyway, our orgy with Sleep Token was not disappointing. So yeah, we went to go see Sleep Token last night, and it was fantastic. I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
It was a heck of a ritual, wasn't it?
Oh yes, we worshipped at the altar.
Yes.
Yeah, so Sleep Token, Oodles has talked about them before. They are a UK, we'll just call rock band because fuck knows what
Sex
genre.
metal.
I don't know what genre they fit into, but they're a gimmick. They kind of.
It's a performance band, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't talk to the audience. Not one point did they interact with the audience because they have this gimmick where they're all in masks and there's a law behind it all. They worship the god Sleep and they are the vessel.
Don't think Slipknot either, listeners.
No.
It's not Slipknot.
Yeah.
So his name is, the lead singer calls himself Vessel, and he is quote unquote the vessel that kind of speaks out to the choir the word of sleep. That's why they're the Sleep Token. But yeah, it was just great. Like his voice is just fucking fantastic.
It was
And
pitch
so-
perfect.
Yeah.
His voice is so bluesy, isn't it? It's so like ethereal,
And they had like
emotional.
the lights that they had with it, I thought were really good, and because it wasn't just like on the stage, they kind of had all lights like hanging over the audience. So when it was like kind of doing like the opening song, I can't remember what the name of the opening song is now. But I know how
I
it
can't remember
goes.
which one it was.
But it goes like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom as it opens, and there's like lights above the audience, like kind of flickering on and off as it's doing it. And the whole like throughout the whole night, there's all different light shows going on with all these lights. But he is like just your like vision is on him the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Did
don't
not
look at
look
anyone
away.
else.
Yeah, the other three, you've got 2, 3, and 4. That's their names.
That's
The
what they're
drummers-
called.
Yeah, the drummers, the bass guitar, and the guitarist. And then there's 3 backup singers.
Choir, isn't there? There's a little choir.
Yeah, I can't. They're given a name as well, and I cannot remember what
Tokenettes,
they're
I think, or
called.
something like that.
No, they're not the Tokenettes.
Sleep Token and the Tokenettes.
Sleep bitches.
They're not called the Tokenettes. For fuck's
Sleep
sake.
bitches.
Yeah, they are.
They're not. They're called the Esperer. The backing
Tokenettes
vocals.
works better.
Yeah, they should be called the Tokenettes. That would be so much better.
Vessel and the Tokenettes up next.
Esper in
Hello, my
Spanish means
baby.
wait,
Hello.
so I don't know whether that means whether that's what it's based off. But yeah, he comes out and he's dressed in like head to toe in like this black cape with like this kind of armor over his shoulders.
He looks
and,
like a Diablo
like,
baddie.
he does, like he's got like kind of wings on his back. He's got this mask over his face. All of his body is
Yeah.
painted like pitch black.
Yeah, he's got that oil paint
Yeah,
on, hasn't he?
and the way he moves, it's like the nurses in Silent Hill. He's like
It was super creepy, wasn't
twitching
it?
and- yeah,
Yeah, he reminded me of a Dark Crystal character. It's
Yeah.
really
he was
like
waking up. He was waking up as the vessel.
yeah.
but it's just like the way he moves. He's walking down and he's kind of microphones twitching in his hand, and his hands are all like kind of fingers are all kind of spread out and twitching. And then
Yeah.
when he's not singing, there's like a musical part going on. He just starts doing this like kind of weird, crazy dancing as well, like
Like a crab a bit.
Yeah, but it's just mesmerizing, like put that alongside the music, his vocals, the light show, and everything. Like, it's really fantastic, absolutely brilliant.
And every woman on planet Earth fancies him.
Oh, honestly.
Even though they don't
know what he looks like.
Yeah, absolutely slipping up on the way out. It was terrible. But, you mentioned that the band doesn't interact with the audience at all. Like, not once did he say one word.
You're not there,
but
are you, to them?
Yeah, it's not like the show suffered for it. I think if it was any other band, you could be like, well, what the fuck? Why did we see him? You want to be part of the show.
Did you want Vessel to go, how you doing, Cardiff?
Yeah, exactly.
It just won't work. It won't work.
You're so much better than London.
It would completely and utterly just kind of ruin the aesthetic and the whole show. It's a show. It isn't like a typical rock show. The whole thing is a performance art.
It's a performance piece, yeah.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned Slipknot before, every member of Slipknot has their own character and their own persona, but it really is. They could almost not be, with the exception of Vessel, who, I mean, they could almost not be on stage, and it would be just as good.
Yeah,
because seeing the band is almost like not the point of the thing.
They're really good. They were still good. Like there was a part where
they're insane musicians. I don't know if you've seen any of the interviews of them, and they always have the voices like distorted in the interviews and the masks on. They're insane musicians.
Yeah, they don't do many though.
I mean, they're all musicians of they've all studied music. They're all
you can tell for sure.
The music theologians and stuff like that, theorists and all that.
In the summoning, before he does like the end part, like the drummer just had like an extended like drum solo, just went for it, and that was great.
You mean the sexy part, when it gets to the sexy part?
Yeah,
just get pregnant.
Yeah,
that's the one.
And men. Men get pregnant too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say though, sorry, Candy, go on.
I was just going to mention the set list. I think there were some interesting omissions. They didn't play Jaws. They didn't play. I don't think they played Bloodsport either, did they? And I thought that was.
It's a bit of a slower one, though, isn't it, Bloodsport?
Yeah.
Well, the whole set list is full of slow songs. Like that's what I mean. There's a set list on Spotify, which is their UK and European tour, and it just. I don't know.
I bet there were some songs where you were just stood there quiet, weren't you, listening?
Yeah.
The whole gig, it's just not that kind of, there was no...
there's no mosh pit, is there?
I saw one singular crowd surfer and we were like, we don't do that here. But it was...
Get down. Sacrifice him to the god.
People were just captivated, I think. It's almost to sing along is to ruin it.
This is why I'm
I'm
so fucking curious to how they're going to perform at Download headlining. In front of a massive bigger crowd, and them all just stood there, rapturous and just enchanted by it.
It must be so weird for like a band to not see a crowd, like because the crowd do like you can put your hands up, and there are a few heavy bits where you can kind of bang your head. Like I bang my head, like some of it is fine, but I would say
with a bang over.
No, I didn't even come out with a bad neck, and I've already have a bad neck at the moment, so I could still do it. But to that point, I do think that. I would, if I go see them again, I'd probably just get seated tickets.
I would have loved, if it was, do you know what any other
venues? So you could look down and see him more and see the stage and the lights better. Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't suffer for it. I wish we had got seated, but Cardiff, there isn't really. There's like 2 rows of seating and that's it. But beanbags is what we said. Like if everyone was given
I'm all for the beanbags now. I'm all for the beanbag idea that Candy brought up.
Did you not see after the Cardiff gig where people saw the band unmasked walking around Cardiff? Because people know who they are.
No.
They were walking around town just being... Because they are masked, and if you're not really, really in the know, you won't know who they are. But
someone did leak it, which was a shame.
Yeah.
But...
People... it's Leo Faulkner. But if you know who Leo Faulkner is, then you'll go, oh, there he is. But... There's still you wouldn't run up to him because he's not Vessel then. Do you get what I mean? I reckon they love that anonymity because they're making bank. They're making way money. And
3 years
to live a normal life.
3 years ago, they were playing shows to like 2,000 people max.
Yeah.
Now they're in an arena tour and headlining Downloads.
I love that they're headlining Downloads. Specifically, it just shows that you don't have to be in your sort of late 40s, 50s, 60s. You don't have to be this legacy band to headline a show.
I think I genuinely might get day tickets to see them.
Yeah, I love that they're a British band as well. I really think that British bands should be headlining Downloads. And I think,
They should.
how will this crowd react? Because it is, despite their explosion in popularity, they're still quite a niche sound, and not everyone is going to get it. However, there's a lot of high people in download, and at that time of night, you're going to get Sleep Token. If you've been on the right things.
If you've had a few mushrooms and stuff like that, you'll be loving it.
I hope they just don't get the dickheads out. I think they've kind of, a lot of those are phased out now, where they might just like throw stuff at them.
Imagine if anyone threw anything at Vessel, they'd get lynched by a crowd.
Yeah.
People would attack them because to some people that's their god.
Yeah.
It's become a religion in a weird, non-problematic way.
So far.
Yeah. So far, I just really like that they've really exploded. I've always loved them. Loved them since the second I've first heard their first fucking song they released. And I really appreciate musicians being good. Like, anyone can be in a band, but proper, like, look, Sid Vicious, everyone knows. Anyone could be in a band, but
I'm just reading
musicians.
up about it because I don't know anything about them. They did a cover of Hey Ya by Outkast.
They did.
They've done a couple of. They've done a really good cover of one of Billie Eilish's songs as well. And it's
I didn't even know that. I'm gonna have to look up.
Yeah, they've done loads of different covers. They did a cover of Like a Prayer before it was popular on Deadpool.
Yeah,
a really slow, like mellow version of Like a Prayer, and it's kind
their
of
covers are
fucking
just
beautiful.
haunting. Give you chills. Give you chills. Also, shout out
they
to
did
their
Hosier
support.
as well, didn't they? Hosier song.
Yeah.
Take Me to Church. They did that.
Shout out to the support band Bill Murray as well.
Yeah, they
Bill
were
Murray,
great.
Who were a nice surprise. Yeah, really got the
Bill
crowd.
Murray are good.
Yeah, it's a hard one because I was saying to you last night, Stig, like what band really can support Sleep Token? Like what band you put with them?
And then the opposite. Like
Absolutely,
the guy's like he was
different.
so hype, and he was just like, "Yeah, Cardiff, let's go."
Yeah,
like,
the music was
what I
kind
mean?
of bouncy, a little bit ska,
there's
wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a saxophone player in there, and I know I was saying to Natty, I was like, "Oh, She was like, saxophone players, really, that's a bit weird in a band." I said, yeah, but it works. Like, listen to Gunship when they're throwing the saxophone in those songs. It's so good.
She was playing the hell out of that saxophone.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think not that I've heard a lot of live saxophone music where it was the sax was featured. However, like she was going for it.
It
Do you know what
works.
would be a good lineup with Sleep Token? Like Deftones.
Or Tool.
Tool. Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I'm listening to them right now, and they which song am I on? Hang on.
Listen to Summoning. That's the most successful song.
That's the song that's on at the minute. Actually, the Summoning.
Yeah, it's the most successful.
and
one.
then
They remind me
Chokehold.
of. So the band were. I'm looking on the Wikipedia. They were signed to a label called Basic Records
Oh yeah.
back in the day. Who, when I was doing the music reviews, I covered them quite a lot, and they remind me of bands like Sky Harbor, the Visions, who you were in, Oodles.
How do you think I know him?
Yeah, but remember the Intervals, Iron Distance, Monuments, like bands like that. So like, yeah, it's interesting.
It's mellow metal, isn't it? Mellow metal.
But it's not, because it's something
Subgenre.
really fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. But
'cause
then
I-
it turns funk. It turns into funk when it wants to.
Because I'm listening to the Take Me Back to Eden album. The first track, Chokehold, has a really fucking filthy riff in the middle of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a sexy song. It's about sex as well.
It's so good.
They're really good. I'm glad that subgenre was kind of coming back, because it's rock / metal / grunge that you can just
Fuck
relax to. You can fuck to. You can definitely
Yeah.
fuck to. Vessel fucks. I know he fucks.
If you
I
like
know it,
metal
folks.
and you've got like your parents in the car and they don't like metal, put that on and they'll be like, "Oh, this has got a good beat."
Yeah, he's always had a sensational voice. He's got a phenomenal voice. He could be a pop star if he wanted to. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? With that voice, he could be massive, but he prefers the craft, doesn't he? So I'm glad you loved it. I'm glad you loved it. I really am.
Yeah, it was really, really good. So, recommendation: go listen to him. Like, because I just generally even like,
jump
even
on
think if you
Sleep
don't
Token.
like metal, like there's just so much in there that's. If you like listen to "Take Me Back to Eden," like the track on the actual the album's called.
It's
Take Me
heavenly.
to
It's
Eden.
heavenly.
It's so mixed.
I've
It's
just had the
heavy
funk
and
bit of
slow
the
and-
summoning. Like, this is something I hear on TikTok all the time.
Oh, is it? Is
Yeah.
it a TikTok song? There you go.
You'll
It's
see.
funky, innit? Look at Gadget.
You'll see him flushing in a minute when the end bit kicks in. You'll see him
It's got a bit of
flushing.
stank to it.
It's sexy, innit?
Wait till
He's
the end.
sexy, man. He's
Right.
got a right voice.
Other thing I've been doing is I have been defying gravity this week.
Yes, it's me.
Don't
Go for it.
because you'll make me start singing it.
It's such a good musical,
So I
though.
went to see Wicked. So Wicked is
And it is wicked.
it's part 1 of 2, so keep that in mind if you're going to go see this. It is the first part of 2 parts, and it is an adaptation of the stage show musical, which is an adaptation of a book.
Which is an adaptation or a spin-off of Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. So this tells the story of Elphaba, who's later becomes the Wicked Witch of the West, and Glinda, who is the Good Witch in the
Witch of the
Oz.
East.
Yeah. And so the whole setup of this is it immediately starts after the Wicked Witch has been killed, and the Munchkins and everyone are all like celebrating, oh, the witch is dead. And Glinda comes down. They have this kind of like ceremony where it's like almost Wicker Man-esque. They set this kind of thing on fire. It's like, and then someone kind of turns around and says to her, hang on, what, you're like friends though? And she says, well, I knew her. And then she starts to tell the story of, and it goes into this back like a backflash almost, like flashback. That's the
Flashback?
Word. Flashback, not backflash.
A backflash. That's what Biggie does in the toilet.
And it tells a story of Elphaba. She was born green and spurned by her family. Her father didn't want anything to do with this green child, and he gives her to the nanny, who is a bear, to look after.
Yep.
At this
Genuinely.
time in Oz, animals were just as prolific as people. They spoke, they had jobs. Some of them were teachers, some of them were philosophers, some of them were nannies, some were cleaners.
It was the golden age of Oz, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was animals around, and she was kind of just given to the bears to look after. So she's got like this kind of bond with the animals. Mm-hmm. Cut like 20 odd years later, and her sister, who is wheelchair bound for reasons which you do find out in the film, is going to this school, and her dad says to Elphaba, can you just watch over her for a little bit? Just while I don't want anyone to like bully her on, like her dad's like, she's everything to me, like you're nothing. Yeah. But go look after her. Anyway, while she's there, everyone starts to kind of like, she's green. And you have Galinda, she's called Galinda at this point.
She is.
She's played by Ariana Grande.
I love that Stig now knows the full lore of Wicked.
She is. This is all kind of the setup. I'm getting into it. That's why I need to. She's the mean girl. If you've watched Mean Girls, she's one of the mean girls. She is the popular girl. She's beautiful. She's pretty. She's successful. Like, she comes from a well-off family. Everyone
she's
loves
not fucking green.
Galinda. Yeah, like she is perfect. And she wants to be taught by the sorceress, Madame Morrible, played by Michelle Yeoh. She's like the head sorceress. But while they're there, because of everyone's kind of like getting at Elphaba, who she's played by Cynthia Erivo, by the way, she lets off this magic, and Madame Morrible kind of takes a fancy to her and says, come to the school, I'll teach you.
You've got the gift.
She puts them in the same room with Galinda, and thus they start butting heads. That's the whole setup of the film, and it goes from there. It. So from there, you have a story. You have all this story surrounding like what's happening with the animals in Oz right now, because there's been a massive shift and change with the way that animals are looked at. There's obviously you've got Galinda and Elphaba like butting heads.
There's class warfare. There's like racism parallels. And
yeah,
everything, isn't there?
everything. Yeah. There's especially something poignant said by someone later in the film about to come together. He says to come together, we had to find a common enemy.
Yeah,
which is very kind of parallels recent political events.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, so outside of the film, the plot, it's kind of enjoyable film. Like the set designs and the costumes are absolutely incredible. They looked fantastic. If you've watched the trailer, a lot of people were kind of worried that this was just going to be a big CGI fest. It isn't. Like there's so many practical sets being used and props and everything, and it looks fantastic. Arrivo and Grande are absolutely incredible. Like they are
That's what everyone's saying.
so good in these parts. They are amazing singers. Neither of them let any of the songs down. Ariana Grande has so much range that it's just shown off all over for this film. Like it's all over the place, but in a good way. Like she just shows how good of a singer she actually is, and she's really funny. Like had me laughing a lot. She just does these little kind of things throughout the whole film that just make you laugh and chuckle. Like even when
she
she's
was an actor before she was a singer, wasn't she?
Yeah. She used to do Disney shows and stuff. So she just, even when they're in peril, she just comes out with these little one-liners, and it's just like it's not the time for it, but it's funny.
Yeah, it's appreciated.
Yeah. So alongside them, you've got Jeff Goldblum playing the Wizard of Oz. You've got Peter Dinklage voicing Dr. Dillamond, who's a goat. And you have Jonathan Bailey, who's Falero, which is kind of like Prince Charming. Imagine Prince Charming. That's the kind of character he's playing.
Keep your eye on Falero.
Yeah. So, it's fantastic. I've come out of it, been listening to the songs, singing. I was singing Defying Gravity a few times up on the way to and from Wales.
Nailing it, were you? Were you nailing it?
Absolutely nailing it. I can see the people in the cars next to me going, "Oh, is that Cynthia Erivo?" And then
Stig with all them fucking vocal riffs right on his highest range.
No, it's not. She's got a moustache.
But yeah, I think it's fantastic. If you have any love for musicals, or if you have seen the stage show, go and see it. I mean, it's already doing absolute numbers.
Yeah, it's doing
I
well on
went to
itself
see
anyway,
it at
isn't it?
5:30 on a Wednesday afternoon, and it was packed. It's ridiculous.
I do have to preface, if you are an American listener, don't see it in an American cinema because everyone's singing over it.
Oh, it does my head in. Don't sing.
They should have designated shows, shouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
A sing-along show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that with the Greatest Showman. Like they did sing-along shows. They do it with like Disney films sometimes. Yeah, like if it's a sing-along, or like when they did the Eras tour, they were like, yeah, sing-along, fine, whatever.
Sing your ass off.
But I'm not there to listen to you. I'm there to listen to.
I want to listen to Cynthia.
Yeah, I want to listen to the woman who's this close to getting an EGOT for her vocals, not you.
She's definitely going to get an Oscar.
I will not be surprised if they both don't get nominated.
I've heard her rendition of Defying Gravity, and it's fucking spellbinding. Her vocals are tight.
It's amazing. There's parts in this film.
Tight.
There's also, I would say, there's really emotional beats in this film. There's a part in this film during a party that made me tear up just because of the way that just what happens in it and the way that Erivo acts, and she's so expressive in her face and her eyes, and like she's just really, really good. She's going to get nominated, I think, for Best Actress.
So one final question about it, Stig. Are you holding space for?
I don't know what that fucking means. I've seen that. I'm sure it's a thing, but I'm not sure what it means. The whole press tour around this has been really weird.
Weird.
Them two they're just off with the fairies. Like they keep crying in every press for
I know, I'm so
interview.
emotional.
But it's great. Like it really, really is good. This is my top 10 films of this year.
It's just joyous, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
the play is joyous. And there's sad moments, and there's a real message in there. But it really, I've seen the whole thing, so you don't even know what that happens.
I don't know what even
part two
happens.
yet.
Nope.
There's some emotional beats in part 2 that will absolutely wipe the floor with that. What you've just seen.
So
'Cause I know where part 1 ends.
Without you ruining it. So how on earth did they turn this into a 2-hour film if it's already a stage?
So
This is a very long stage show.
Well, no, the stage show's 2 hours.
2 hours and
2 and 40
yeah.
to 3 hours. This film's 2 hours and 40 minutes. But
Yeah,
that's
it's
because
There's more vocal. There's more dialogue, isn't there?
yeah,
There's
there's more to like it. When you're going to show Elphaba as a child, you can
Growing up
expand
and
on that.
stuff, yeah.
When they talk, they can expand on things more in a film than they can do on stage, because you
course
can,
they can.
you can do a cutaway to something, can't you? You don't.
You can have many different actors to play the same person
Yeah,
growing up.
In the stage show, you kind of stuck to what
Yeah, but
that
any other
setting.
stage shows that are converted into movies don't do the same thing where it's a 2-part. I just wondered why this was.
It works. I didn't feel the time drag at all. It ends.
I know where they end this film, and I think that's a really good crescendo for part 1.
Well, that's where it ends before the interval.
Yes, It's the interval.
It ends exactly where the interval in the thing does.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. It's really,
Obviously,
really,
they're going
really
to make money
good.
from it, so that's the other reason why they did it.
There is that.
Oh yeah, it's going to be absolutely like
Definitely is that.
doing numbers already. So
Yeah.
Kate said
Cool.
it's been absolutely packed.
Let's move on then, Stig. Let's move on to someone else. Gadget.
I've had a week of lots of little bits and pieces of things because
I like that.
we're coming up to the end of the year, so I'm trying to like cast a wide net on like games that I haven't played throughout the year to like see if there's
Yeah,
anything
trying
that
to
I've
absorb
missed.
them.
Yeah, so first things first, carry on playing Stalker 2. It's still fucking brilliant. They've released a couple of patches to it which have solved some of the bugs, like it's performing better and there are less issues. Still not perfect, still got some issues to resolve. Excuse me. But it's running much better. And as I'm getting deeper into the game, it's getting tenser. The enemies are more frequent. They are finding me a lot. I'm also at the point of the game now where I'm playing with factions. So it's like you get to a
Are you
point.
manipulating, mate? Are you being a manipulative little bugger?
At the minute, I'm the one being manipulated. So I'm being used by particular faction leaders to like off other faction leaders, so I can get the information I need for my story, but they can then start to take over the region.
Absolutely.
But it's still fucking brilliant. I'm also enjoying some of the emergent gameplay in it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
for instance, I mentioned last week you get these anomalies that are in the world. Like it might be like somewhere you walk over and it like electricity hits you, or like these gravity things that lift you up and throw you, or fire bolts coming out of places. So you can use that to your advantage. I was in a situation where I was being chased. I had very low ammo, not much health. I was being chased by a load of these monster things that look like giant meatballs on legs. They're horrible. What I hadn't counted on, but I realised I'm very happy you can do this, I ran past a gravity anomaly, and they all ran into it and got eviscerated. It was great fun.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice that the game lets you do stuff like that. It's so much of a sandbox that you can use the stuff that would be difficult for you against monsters and other soldiers. So it's great. I'm still loving it, and yeah, it's still beautiful and it looks fantastic. I went back to Black Myth Wukong. It's fucking brilliant. It's really fucking good.
You need to start listening to me more.
I do listen to you. I just haven't had the time to get to
I'm
it.
going to play it when I have the chance. I have my rest of this year. Like I have it slated out what I'm going to play for the rest of this year now. So,
So I'm getting towards the end of the first chapter. I know I'm not very far into it, but I'm enjoying that it's you fight a boss, you go down a couple of corridors, knock the shit out of some wolves or some monkeys or lizards.
Yep.
Then you get to the next boss and you got to deal with him.
It's a game, isn't it?
It's very much a game. It feels like a game, but it's done very fucking well.
It's perfected the game.
The only criticism I have at this point of it is considering some of the bosses some of the bosses you do have to have a couple of goes at to like really learn their movesets and get into them.
Yeah.
If they have a phase transition cutscene, you can't skip it,
No, you cannot.
which really annoyed me at the white clad noble because he was a pain in the fucking
Just
arse.
get better, mate. You won't have to see it twice.
Well, I mean, I did get better and I did beat him, but it was just like,
Yeah,
okay, come on, hurry up! I want to do the next phase.
The game actually does get better at that because it's only certain like end chapter bosses that start having those.
Yeah, like this
And-
guy seems important to the story, so it's
He
fine.
is,
but
yeah, he is. There's some bosses, there's some chapters where you just think, I'm in the filler part of this. Because remember, it's like Dragon Ball where it has filler episodes. It's a bit like and Dragon Ball's based on Monkey as well. So it has the filler chapters, but they're still amazing to play. But you're like, no lore, no nothing, just a nice filler. You start then appreciating the here we go, a little Lord. Did you finish chapter 1 then? Did you get that little vignette at the end?
No, not yet. I think I'm just about up to the last boss, but I haven't got there.
So,
yet,
like I
'cause
said
it
in my review, at the end of every chapter, you get a different anime art style or different animation style vignette about what you've just done.
No,
And it's beautiful.
I'm just a bit beyond the White Robe Noble, so I think the boss is coming up soon.
Yeah.
I think.
I found this out quite recently. One of the vignettes is made by that same studio that does Arcane.
Oh, cool.
So one of them. So there you go. One of them's a stop motion one as well. It's beautiful.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah. So I'm still very much enjoying that. At the minute, I'm like alternating even on even. So one even I'll play Stalker, one even I'll play Black Myth. So I think it's Black Myth tonight. What else
Too many games.
Too many games.
There's too many games. The Steam sale bit me. Gabe got me again. But I did pick up Tactical Breach Wizards, which Kurt was going on about for a little while.
Yeah.
He's right. It's fucking great. Does
it work?
Yeah, it works fine on my Steam Deck.
Didn't used to, did it?
Yeah, but it's basically just Into the Breach. It's Into the Breach with wizards wearing tactical gear. What more could you want?
So it's Metal Slug Tactics. There's a lot of this little subgenre of tactical games now. Into the Breach style.
It's really good, and the amount of times one, a character said the word, and two, I've done it. Defenestration, loving it, knocking people out of windows.
Yep.
Great fun.
It's a great word, that.
Oh, it's a fantastic word. It's one of my favourites. Not enough people say it.
Not enough people do it.
unless you're in the Russian government. And the last one I'll talk about, again, very briefly, I've only done about an hour of it. It's a game called The Edge of Allegoria.
Oh, yes.
Guess what?
Are you back on Kickstarter?
I got to play some of this as well.
Yes. So
you got to play some of it.
Because a friend backed it on Kickstarter. A friend of mine. At his house. He didn't send me a code or anything like that.
Yeah.
I've not been cheating the system. Yeah, that's what I meant. It was a demo I played.
It and I haven't got my code yet.
It was a demo I played. It wasn't a full. It's the little Pokemon looking one, isn't it?
Yeah. So for those who haven't seen it, Joe, you'll be into this one. It is a retro JRPG game made by a solo dev, but graphically it emulates the original Gen 1 Pokemon style, even the green monochrome and everything.
But it's funny.
But it's for the people who grew up with that and are now adults because it's full of fucking swear words.
Yeah, it's really funny.
And yeah, you just play a guy who has to go out into the world and solve all of its problems, and that's kind of it. You have a dog with you. You got to knock the shit out of everything. Every time you start into a fight, there's usually some sweary thing like, was it Christ on a bike? It's a level 1 goblin or shit like that. You know, it's that kind of.
Have
shit.
you got the full game then now?
Yeah, I've got the full game comes out on December 4th, so it'll be out by the time this pod's out.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I backed it on Kickstarter, so I got back to the early access tier.
Is it coming out on
What
just
tier
PC
did you
first?
back it as?
I booked it the one where he does a physical guide for you because I wanted.
Oh,
so
okay, I just did the
pay
Wanderer, which was like the lower.
40
cheapo
quid for
one
it or something.
Yeah, but I still backed it. I still gave him like $15 or
lad.
whatever it was.
Good lad.
But yeah, it's really fun, and it's like, even though I don't have that many memories of playing Gen 1 Pokemon, but it just feels like it. But
That's why I backed it, because it was like that Pokemon's like the first one that I got into and
Is
played.
that like the first RPG you ever played?
Yeah, on the Game Boy. Just sat there in my bedroom for till like 2 in the morning playing Pokemon.
Then laughing at people saying that they're like Final Fantasy and you didn't realise that you were playing a Final Fantasy style game.
I never laughed at people saying like Final Fantasy. I just didn't. At that point when I got to that age, I just wasn't into them anymore.
That's true.
But that's why, I got that, and it's the sweariness and the just
it's lewd, isn't it? Lewd and
it's
crude.
Funny, yeah. It's something different. That's why.
Apparently, Deadbeat Punk is somewhere in the game, so I'm trying to find him at the minute.
Yeah, it's a nonce.
Makes a lot of sense. Especially since the allegations that came out recently.
Oh, all those allegations. Anyway,
Beat me to it.
it's got one mechanic in it which I really like, which is every time you pick up a weapon, so each weapon has its own like individual skills and that. But if you get 100% mastery in that weapon, you keep that skill and you can move on to another weapon.
I like
so
that.
You end up kind of banking up the skills, but then the skills can the skills and their effects can stack into combos. So, for instance, if you get bleed onto an enemy, it will increase the amount of damage that they take, which means then you can hit them with either with harder attacks or other attacks that can put other status effects on them.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, no, it's really, really good. So I'm definitely going to spend a lot more time on that one over the next few weeks because it's a really cracking little JRPG. And again, made by one bloke in Canada. What more could you want? Go support him.
Yep, I agree. Me, nothing. Candy.
I've done a couple of things this week, actually. Obviously, the big one we've spoken about. But I've also found, it's been suggested to me, a new YouTube channel, which I've been enjoying, called Nomad Push, which is, it's a Japanese homeless man. He's I think
him who sleeps in the internet cafes.
That's the one, yeah.
I know him.
I think he's a semi-famous skateboarder, right, in Japan.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
So he speaks English pretty much perfectly, although he's Japanese. And yeah, his intent is to skateboard essentially through all the Japanese prefectures in about a year, I think. But what I really like about it is it shows Japanese life from the point of view of an actual Japanese person, whereas you can watch things like Chris Broad as a foreigner living in Japan. It's like seeing the side of Japan where, you know, how people are treated and everything as a Japanese person. But it's really, he's such a, despite being homeless, he's such a jolly guy. It's really heartwarming. But it's, he'll
the listeners need to understand that a Japanese homeless person is not the same as a homeless person here.
But yeah, very much not. So it's talking about like where he's staying, and it'll be a case of people that he's made friends with along the way might offer him somewhere to sleep, be that their house or be that a warehouse that they know of, or these 24-hour internet cafes that you can pay. I think it's something like $10 to sleep there for a night, and then you can get food and everything as well. And
12-hour stays and stuff, don't you?
That's right, yeah. And in the meantime, he's trying to edit these videos. I think he's got a video out almost, one every couple of days, I think, like a 20-minute episode. But it's really interesting to see, as I said, to see the culture as a Japanese person, and to see all these like prefectures that it's completely off grid from tourism as well. These are not places.
There's no English.
It's completely off the beaten track. But some of these places are actually incredible. Like the one that he released today, he went to this. It almost looked like a sort of like a desert island kind of thing. So he's back on the mainland now. He was on one of the southern islands, I think, until the last couple of days. Yeah. Really interesting. I really like it. He's actually, so he had intended, because it was called Nomad Push because he's pushing on his skateboard from one place to the next. I think he has got a moped now. He's got a little 50cc moped that he's allowed to, that he's got himself.
He's got all his battery packs and stuff.
That's right, yeah.
He's got like 3 phones on him and stuff like that. He's not poor. He's literally a vagabond. He's a vagrant. He's choosing to do this.
That's right, yeah. But he was talking the other day about he's got up to about 180,000 followers on YouTube now. So he was talking about the amount he made, and it's a fairly substantial amount. He's making something about $5,000 in dollars so far. So he said if he carries on this trajectory, he could get a house. But he's like, but then I wouldn't have a channel. Yeah. I could have somewhere to live.
No one's bothered about Nomad Push in the house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Homeward Push. I think he's...
Get in touch and say donate to Modern Escapism. We'll put it to good use.
Yeah, right. We need it. We need it more than him.
I'll be a vagabond for $5,000. I'd do it for less.
Got a YouTube channel. There you go.
No.
But
I couldn't handle the negative comments. I'd cry.
Just don't look. Yeah.
Turn off the
You're
comments.
always going to get negative comments. Just ignore them. So yeah, I've been really enjoying that. The other thing I've been doing, and I've watched, I think, something like 6 out of 8 episodes, is I started an anime called Pantheon, which was...
I know it.
It was produced by, was it AMC, I think? Let me just check the Wikipedia. It was first showed on AMC, which subsequently cancelled it. However, Netflix have picked it up, and I think they're probably testing the waters with this first season to see if it's going to fly, and that they'll potentially do other seasons as well.
Cancel it.
Yeah, well, they still might.
Absolutely, definitely cancel it.
So it's an animated. it's actually an American show. It's anime style, but I don't really know how to define anime. Does it have to be Japanese? That's another.
No, not anymore.
That's a conversation for another day, I think. But it's it's a sci-fi drama. It's the best way to describe it, and it talks about these characters that have developed they call it this uploaded AI, and the main character's father has passed away. However, it's about a year or so later, and he's starting to make contact through various means via the computer and everything, and that's just the setup. So it kind of goes from there. The animation is nothing spectacular. I wouldn't say there's nothing kind of bombastic about it. It's really quite a dry. There's not a lot of comedy. It's the furthest thing from like what I would call like an ooh type anime, which I like. Not a big fan of the ooh-woos. It could work just as well as a comic book, I think. You know, you're not losing anything by these images being animated. But it's quite a captivating story, and like the concept of it doesn't sound like it's doing anything particularly original. Like it's The Matrix and that kind of thing. Uploaded AI. There's been several films, but it's kind of an interesting take on it, and just because it's very modern. It uses a lot of modern references and stuff, and it's a very easy watch. I don't think
you are going through your animation now lately, aren't you? You got into
I'm
it.
absolutely ploughing through it. It's because I'm not doing. Yeah, I've really been enjoying it. There's been a lot of things.
It's nice to see.
Pantheon is a strong 7, I would say. Oh, I should say it's based on the some short stories by somebody called Ken Liu. So it's based on The Gods Will Not Be Chained, The Gods Will Not Be Slain, and The Gods Have Not Died in Vain. And it features the voices of Paul Dano, Aaron Eckhart, and Rosemary DeWitt. So it's got some big names tied to it. So hopefully Netflix will give it the kind of push, because I'd never heard of it. It was just suggested to me.
I have. I've seen it ruminating for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoy it. Give it a go.
Now Attack on Titan. Do that.
Yeah, why have you not hit the big ears? The big massive.
I'm here.
No, not
It's just what's on Netflix, I guess. That
I did start Attack on Titan, and
how did you stop? You can't just stop Attack on Titan.
Because it was taken off Netflix, wasn't it? And then it went to Crunchyroll for a bit, and then I think it's back on Netflix again now. So
you can watch Crunchyroll now with adverts. It's free.
Yeah, but I think because I was watching it dubbed, and it went over to Crunchyroll. I don't know, just because I'm normally drawing whilst I'm watching things.
It's fine.
So
it's actually one of the better dubbed ones. So
it's actually dubbed really well.
Yeah, it was fine. I do need to go back to that.
And then you need to watch all the Dragon Balls from the 90s.
No! You could start Black Clover with me. It just goes on forever.
Oh, God.
51 episodes a season. Yay! I still haven't finished season 1.
Unless they're 5 minute episodes.
Then you've got One Piece. Come on.
No, I don't have that. I'm almost 40 years old. I don't have time for that.
You could always go back through Evangelion and have an existential crisis again.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, you've got that. You've got loads.
I did not feel good when I finished that show.
No.
You're not
Are there any maybe 1 or 2 season ones that I should watch?
No. One Punch Man.
Yeah, One Punch Man. Get on that.
That is the antithesis of anime.
So fucking good.
I tell you what I do want to see. I want to watch Dandadan.
Dandadan's
Lots
good.
of people are suggesting Dandadan to me.
Really good.
That's another thing, actually, going back to Nomad Push as well. Like, he's obviously a manga nerd. Every time he goes to a bookshop, because sometimes there's a bookshop attached to these internet cafes, he's always after the latest episode of Dandadan.
It's massive.
Absolute
massive
joy.
Over there. Cool. Is that you then?
That's me.
They've all been waiting for what's Biggie been up to these past 5 weeks?
Right, strap in, but I'll go through them fairly quickly as best as I can. Are you ready?
Is he even talking?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't see him. Your camera's just still. You're just still.
No, he's moving on my camera.
Oh,
It's all right for me.
I'm not bothered, mate. You carry on.
All right. I'll fuck off then. Right, that's it. I didn't do anything.
Stay!
Stay with me.
Beautiful.
All right, first up. Come on, let's go. I watched Terrifier 3.
Shite.
Next.
Bloated with unnecessary plots, and the main actress, bless her, Lauren Lavera, does her best with what she has to work with. And Art the Clown is obviously the best thing in the movie, played by David Howard Thornton. It's always with gore galore, awful acting, and some very strange off-screen kills for the first time. Makes this probably the second best in the series overall, just not as good as 2.
They're all fucking dog shit. It's the worst film I've seen
but
this
it's
year.
somehow entertaining in some weird way.
No, I hate
Hard to explain it.
hate
It's the candy thing of bad films.
It's too mainstream for her, that.
Yeah. I'll watch it. I'll maybe see if it needs a Candy Awards, but no promises.
No. But the guy that plays Art, he's very good. I have to give him credit to actually how he performs in the movie. But yeah, shite. I did watch The Green Room for the first time.
Good, innit?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Grim, but entertaining.
Fucking
It's certainly
grim's
an
a good
interesting
word
idea.
to describe that film.
Is that the one with the neo-Nazis?
Neo-Nazis, where
Yes.
the punk band
I
goes
thought
to
it
play
was
a gig and it turns
really
out...
interesting. Yeah, really interesting idea for a thriller horror movie. I thought it was great. Patrick Stewart makes a great villain.
A great neo-Nazi.
Yes, he does. I watched Wild Robot with my daughter. That's really cool. Very good recommendation. Thank you, Stiggy. I've been playing The Outer Worlds.
A good game.
Which
that
is
was the
basically
Oblivion one,
Fallout
wasn't it?
in space.
Not Oblivion, Obsidian.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's janktastic, and it's by the numbers first-person shooter.
I think I liked it when I
It's set in
played that.
sci-fi.
I preferred
Yeah,
it
it's
more.
good.
I
It's
preferred
funny.
it over Fallout.
Yeah, I liked it.
I think it's weird. It's just missing that, the Fallout 40s, 50s style soundtrack that's sort of going on in the background. It's kind of missing that sort of vibe around it, because I think it's very pretty when you go to certain planets and stuff. The graphics are really cool. It looks very good. A bit janky in places, to be fair. So they've obviously copied Fallout.
They got that bit too right.
They nailed it. Watch Smile 2. Now, I enjoyed this. This is a great horror sequel to one of my little guilty pleasures. To sum it up, for those that don't know, basic story is that a demon possesses its next victim as they're innocently made to watch the carrier of the demon kill itself in front of them. After a period of then said terror, the demon then takes over its next host and the cycle continues. So the second movie, it's themed around a young, successful pop star who's already had a mental breakdown from a traumatic car accident and a followed-on drug addiction. Not only do those around her think that what's happening to her is a psychotic episode, but she's obviously doubting herself what she's seeing. And that's what I liked about it. It's a really good performance from Naomi Scott. And whilst the rest of it is like a by-the-numbers horror, I just thought she was fantastic throughout it. Really, really good. And again, smart use of sound and imagery throughout. I have watched Cross. Amazon Prime produced an 8-episode series based on the James Patterson novels with his best-selling detective Alex Cross. Originally played by Morgan Freeman, if you remember, who plays Freeman in the movie. I always felt he was a bit too old because I used to read the books, so I couldn't quite see the fit with Morgan Freeman. So this time around, it's played by Aldous Hodge, who's really good. It's basically a role that's absolutely made for him. He plays Cross really well as the tough but broken cop. Supported by Asaya Mustafa as Samson, his best mate. It follows a brand new case that follows after a familiar story from the books. And this story puts his own family at risk as well. It's got a really good soundtrack throughout, really good use of certain music. But at one point, it uses one track in what seems like a really out of place dramatic moment in the story, which I thought was really weird. I don't know why they used it there. But yeah, otherwise it finishes perfectly. It's like a one and done series, but hopefully more will continue.
Cool.
Nearly there. Shawshank Redemption.
What?
Back to
Say
that.
again.
Shawshank Redemption.
Shank Redemption, you said.
Shawshank Redemption.
Is that the prison one? Frank Darabont?
It's the next cowboy game.
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption.
I haven't seen that since pretty much it came out. And I was blown away.
Some people say it's the best film ever made, don't they? They're wrong.
How fucking good a film it is. It's so
good.
well acted throughout. It's long, but you kind of don't really realise it. Like Stiggy says about watching Wicked, it was kind of taken along throughout the movie. I'm not going to go.
I love the
Frame was a
musical
tall drink
numbers
of water.
in Shawshank.
But
yeah.
but I just thought this film was just so good. It's not often that you sit back and watch an oldie and you just think, fucking hell, this is good. It's a really, really good film.
But how did he cover the
wasn't so
hole after
great.
he'd gone through it?
With his tongue, just pulled it back.
Oh. Andy Dufresne, no!
To round off the five of us, I have also watched The Substance.
Why?
Sorry.
Oh my god!
It's rotten.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, what an interesting film that was.
It's horrible. It's fucking
I
horrible.
won't so much more than that.
That
Yeah,
ending is fucking horrible.
It reminded me a lot of Society.
Yeah.
One of my favourites.
Yeah.
I've definitely got a feel of that.
Right, reminds me of the
Forgot
fucking
about that.
Elephant Man.
Nearly
I'm a
done.
human being.
I've gone back for another run through of Final Fantasy 12. Not that far into it, but I've enjoyed going back to that.
Ain't it
Felt like
good?
an old
Ain't it-
school
ain't it good?
RPG. Still plays well. It's really good. And it's also got when you press on the
Fast
I think
forward.
it's L1, you can actually run around really quickly, which is
Yeah.
really needed in that dated game. For my 50th birthday, I was given a gift to go and see Ben Elton on tour. And he did Authentic
Fucking hell, he's done
Stupidity.
loads. Non-stop 5-week action.
He's really funny at 65 years old. Still got it. And he picks on everybody from millennials, Gen Zers, and obviously boomers. He picks on everything and everyone. He basically laughs about how old he is and trying to understand what the fuck is going on in the world these days. He picks on everyone, including himself. So
Were you the youngest in the
there's nothing
audience?
to be worried about. No, I was not. But it was really good, really funny.
Look at
really
this
enjoyed
spry
it.
young man we've got here.
How old are you, sir? I'm only 50. We've got a young and we've got a Gen Z here.
But yeah, recommend that if it happens to be in your area. Go and check him out. Really good. Finally started Remnant 2 last night with my mate online and quite enjoyed that. It's very much a kind of split, like Destiny and The Last of Us had a child and called it The Division with a little bit of Souls involved. It's all very
Only
weird.
I said
mixed
that when I
up, but-
reviewed it.
Oh, you might have done, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just quite
Probably
enjoyed
weren't
playing
you,
that.
mate.
It's
I've
co-op.
been here all year.
Ouch.
So Biggie,
Well, yeah,
knows-
that is pretty much the things I've slipped in the last
Which
few
one do I pick for the pod out or all then?
Cross.
Cross, yeah? You want Cross on there? Good lad,
Cross.
good lad. You liked a bit of Cross. Yeah. Excellent. I think we've hit everyone there, haven't we?
we have, yeah.
I tell you what we haven't hit. The listeners. We need to start hitting them.
No, we shouldn't hit the listeners. We need to be nice to the noodles. We're not gaining new listeners if you keep abusing them.
Well, the wrong type of listeners if we do.
So feedback, we've had our first from our nascent Bluesky account. The Collateral Gaming podcast says just platinumed the Silent Hill 2 remake. Also playing Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews on the old brothership.
Yeah, it hasn't hit for everybody, but some people are really enjoying it.
Yeah. That's trouble with the middling Nintendo audience, isn't it? Because sometimes, even if a not as good Nintendo game's still good compared to other games. Do you know what I mean?
And even then it still costs 50 quid.
That's the problem, isn't it? That is
Yeah.
the fucking problem.
Xenos has said, this week I've almost finished Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm sick of this. I'm fucking sick of this. This is absolutely beyond a pissing joke.
By almost, I mean we've got exactly 2 things left to do before we go for the final boss.
Why didn't you just do it before you went to bed?
The friend I'm playing with is the Dark Urge and has finally killed Orin and has been cured of his unslakable thirst for murder. We've rescued
Finally.
almost everyone from Iron Throne. I'm not responsible for the one twat who refused to climb the ladder as he was standing next to at the start of the final round on the timer. His death is his own fault. And cleaned up the Steel Watch Foundry without casualties. Shadowheart's former cloister has been wiped out with the exception of Nocturne, and so has Cazador, though his spawn are free in the Underdark.
I think that's my favourite boss.
Oh, Cazador's great. He's such a camp bastard. Minsk lives. I don't know why I was struggling with that.
Minsk and his space hamster.
Yep.
I killed him.
I won't go through the entire list, but suffice to say it's a long series of jobs well done. All that remains is stealing the entire contents of Raphael's house and taking the furniture as well if I can. I've got a bag of holding for a reason. And punching Gortash in his smug bastard face, which should frankly be a pushover now that Steelwatch is offline.
Yeah.
took me a couple of goes on Gortash, even though I took the steel watch off.
Yeah, same, mate. He's not as easy as you think.
No, the Raphael's sequence is fucking great as well.
I beat his singing all the way through it.
Yeah, he's singing his own boss music.
I beat him first time, but that was... I beat him the first time, but that was the longest battle I had in that game. He's got so much health. He's got 666 health, hasn't he?
Yeah. I think it took me about
might get
3
there one
hours to
day,
take
lads.
him down.
I might get there one day.
You won't, mate, you won't.
Might try
Aside
to do
from
it over
all-
Christmas.
Yeah, aside from all that, also nearly done with Echoes of Wisdom. I think I've probably got 1 area and 2 dungeons left to finish the game.
Stig's favourite 4 out of 10 game of the year.
I've not even played it. Just
Echoes of Wisdom.
It's like ragging on it.
Oh.
I got told off for it.
Your papa got told.
Mike Halstead has said, ventured back up to Glasgow for Sleep Token, who were amazing and ethereal and one of the best live acts I've seen. My enjoyment of the experience somewhat ruined by the worst stomach bug I've ever suffered from, which gives me time to watch the animated Tomb Raider show on Netflix, which I enjoyed. What, from the toilet?
Mate, people got phones.
I finished the last 3 episodes of Rings of Power, which were really good. I don't understand all the people saying it's bad.
Neither
They're
do we.
idiots.
We don't
Fucking
understand the
great.
hatred.
What do they know?
That last episode was incredible.
I loved it.
Made advancements on completing the second DLC for Pokemon Scarlet. As I was recovering from the bug, I pulled my back and as such had more time off work, and I managed to watch Shard Lake on Disney+. Shard Lake is a 4-part television series based on the Shard Lake series of historical mystery novels by C.J. Sansom, set in the reign of Henry VIII in the 16th century. He's making this up. This is
not.
real. The series is adapted by Stephen Butchard and directed by Justin Chadwick and produced by The Forge. Arthur Hughes stars as the eponymous Matthew Shardlake, alongside Sean Bean as Thomas Cromwell.
He's playing Tom Crom.
Dom Crom. During the dissolution of the monasteries in the Tudor era, the physically disabled barrister, Master Matthew Shardlake, is sent by Thomas Cromwell to investigate the death of a commissioner in a remote town of Scansea. As a fan of the book series, I really enjoyed this and thought it was very well done. Critics seem to agree, receiving mainly 7 out of 10 or equivalent reviews.
Sounds like a bit of me, this old Shard Lake.
Well, it's got your dad in Sean Bean.
Yeah, it's got that. O2 Breward Band.
I hope he says bastard.
You bastard.
I think that's in his contract.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism bastard.
Pokemon update. I completed the DLC. Now I need 4 to complete my Master Pokédex across all games. 2 from Legends of Arceus and 2 from the DLC of the version I haven't got, so we'll need to trade. As I was having a shitty week, I've been adding to this. Sorry, it's so sorry it's really long. It's fine, Mike. You just give us
How many
what you got.
Pokemons exist?
11 billion.
All right. It used to be 101, didn't it?
151.
151.
I think it's nearly
I know
1,000
fuck all about
now.
Pokemon, me. I know
In
there's
fact, I'm
Pikachu.
curious now. How many
Pokemons are there?
It was 151 because that's what that new deck's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pokemon 151.
As of July 2024, there are 1,164 Pokemon in total.
And Mike's got them all, apart from 2.
Yeah.
Here's a new one.
He is a prince amongst
It's
men.
phone, come on. And this one's a glass. And this one's a oh yes.
There's one that's a set of keys.
Made out of a pencil. That's basically the level of puck we get now.
There's Chromosome Mon, and you know what that is? Next.
That bloke that was last seen on Crime Stoppers, Bobby Wayne, has said, Shalom, super people. This week I've watched... Oh, this is concerning.
Jackie.
This week I've watched Jack Black in the 2024 Christmas movie Dear Santa.
Oh.
He has got 400 kids, so he has to watch stuff like that.
When dyslexic Liam writes a letter to Santa for Christmas, he accidentally writes Dear Satan, summoning evil incarnate to aid him in fulfilling his Christmas wishes.
Oh, Krampus
It's a fun little
turns up.
movie, but won't be contending with any of the greats. It's PG-13
What could
and
go
a
wrong
fun
there?
watch for the kids with a great cast, not as grown up as you might think for the description, and with a good, although cliche, message.
Dear Satan.
Don't summon
this year
Satan.
I want Transformers. I do write lists to Satan often. He never answers.
I've also been watching Dragon Ball Daima with my oldest lad. A spin-off
Good.
series of the hit cartoon franchise, Dragon Ball Daima sees Goku and friends turned into children and thrust into a quest to the demon world to return themselves to normal, save a kidnapped friend, and I'm assuming save the world too. It's currently on Netflix, releasing weekly with subtitles, no official date for the dubbed version yet. The series is great, animation is fantastic, and the writers have found a way to bring the series back to its roots. An adventure series where Goku and friends don't have the powers they are used to. Flying is now difficult for them and they need to find other means of transport, enlist the help of strangers, avoid the Grandamery, and discover a secret plot behind why they are in this predicament. Most amazing is, at the start of the series, there's a recap of the Dragon Ball Z in this animation style, which has been so popular it sparked talks of reanimating the whole show, something the creator of the show has expressed a keen interest in doing. This may mean I can introduce my son to the series that made me that weird kid in school who wore his Vegeta t-shirt on non-uniform days to keep him interested.
He did. He did.
Sorry, my throat's gone dry.
Yeah, I love Dragon Ball so much.
He finished off saying, I've also started playing GTA San Andreas, the definitive edition. More on that next week.
Oh, I've heard that with pants. Didn't it have funny rain or something like that in it?
They've updated it recently.
The rain in that.
Yeah, the rain in that was hysterical.
They have milk rain.
It was
That was
just
it,
like
it was milk
really,
rain.
it was like really heavy, and it just like
I can't see.
yeah, but you'd go like through one. It was just weird the way like when you go through a tunnel. I know obviously there's a tunnel and it stops, but it was just kind of like the way it kind of stopped and started as you went in or something like that. It was just
because it wasn't like. It wasn't like 3D rain, it was like a texture on the front of the screen, wasn't it?
It's like you just went through a wall and it just stopped.
Gotta love him. Any more?
Yes, the last one, the man, the myth, the legend, the BBAK, Bad Boy Angry Kurt, Best Boy Angry Kurt.
Bad Boy Angry Kurt's even better.
Yeah. A quiet one for me this week, I've been carrying on reading the porn book Inside Mercedes and playing Echoes of Wisdom.
I tried to double take then. I was like, oh yeah.
I just have images of
same.
a Kurt getting in bed on a night, lighting a candle, getting his favourite sock out and reading the porn book.
God. I carried on with Day of the Jackal 2, which I'm not caught up with and still recommend. Not every episode is a banger, but most are great, providing really tense scenes and set pieces you'd expect to see in Hitman games, complete with ridiculous disguises. But the main new thing I want to talk about is I watched the film Threads on iPlayer. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
I was only made aware of this film in the past few months after it got put on the iPlayer for the first time. For anyone who doesn't know, it's a film about the nuclear apocalypse in Sheffield in the 1980s.
It's very accurate.
I mean, Sheffield looks like that now.
Yeah, I was there other day. Same. I watched Threads at school.
I've never seen it. But
I've never seen it.
It's on
It's
iPlayer.
horrible.
Yeah, I've tended to try and watch it at some point.
I heard it was a very grim film, and boy, it did it
Try to
live
get
up to
some
that.
tips for next year.
Yeah, once the bomb hits, the aftermath is horrible to watch, but brilliantly effective. Despite it being set in the 80s, the Sheffield set made it much more impactful to me. I liked how it didn't have a focus on a set of characters and following their journey to a happy ending like in other apocalypse films. It's almost like a documentary instead, and all the more effective for it. Not for the faint-hearted, maybe one to watch after Christmas, but it's a film I highly recommend and won't forget in a hurry.
I'd watch it Christmas Eve.
Stick it on Christmas Day. Gather around, children.
It is brutally like realistic in for them times. It's a little bit different nowadays, but it's
Still rough.
It's rough. Yeah, I can't believe they made us watch that at school.
Yeah,
There's rape in it. There's rape in it.
Yeah, they skipped over the rape scenes.
Yeah, there probably was a proper school syllabus version, wasn't there? You never know with these things. But yeah, because it has got a narrator on it, it does feel a bit like a documentary. Is that everything?
That's everything.
Cool. As always, links to all our extracurricular activities are in our show notes and at Bluesky. We're on Bluesky now. We're full on Bluesky. I don't know the link. What is it? Bluesky.apps chuffing modernescapism./ something.
That's perfect.
It's modernescapism.bsky.social. It's in the show notes.
It's in the show notes, but we're on there and we're supporting Blue Sky. So get involved, get adding us, get you send a little profile on there. It's a nice, happy place for now. If we can dominate it with happiness, we can control it with happiness, comrades. Please,
Comrades.
and Sorry, did I slip that in by accident?
You did, yeah.
Please consider becoming a patron because we need your money for the state.
What are we, modern communism?
Communists.
Also, right now on Patreon, you can now gift subscriptions. So if you know somebody
for Christmas
who might enjoy the stuff that we've been doing, if they might enjoy the Kenny Potter or Too Fast for Too Curious or the X-Men stuff we're doing, you think all the bonus stuff, they just think
add
they
free
might like
Scorched
it.
shape.
Buy it from.
You really want to cut ties with a family member?
Buy it them
Patreon?
for a month. Shut up! I'm trying to sell us.
I think if you got your nan on this for Christmas, she'd love it.
£5,
absolutely.
£5 for a friend. So there you go. That's some good podcasting there for you. And you've got, I mean, we've got loads.
Thousands.
That'll keep you going for months.
Hundreds. We've got like hundreds.
Through the apocalypse of 2025, it'll get you through that if you download it for your iPod.
What have we
Get
got?
it
I'm going to look it
downloaded.
up. Hang on.
It's thousands. Absolute thousands.
I have actually, the other thing I forgot to mention that I've done this week is I've started a re-listen of award-nominated Do Dragons Dream of Scorched Sheep.
Oh, is it good?
Fantastic D&D podcast, and it's been
I
great
thought about
It's all
doing
right,
that.
listening to it.
Oh, we all sounded so
Episode
young.
10.
No, we didn't.
So full of life and hope.
During a pandemic.
So, if you do subscribe, if you get the Biggie bundle, obviously you'll get Scorched Sheep as that. But if you just want the £5 and you want to give that to people, there's 19 shows around the MCU. There's 44 bonus shows. There's 9 Kenny Potter shows, 10 Too Fast Too Curious shows, 8 modern Escapism shows. That's a lot of shows for £5.
I don't think there's
Plus
a
also
better
the
deal
extended
in showbiz.
versions of this show.
Yeah, the extended version that every green room ever imaginable.
So you can
It's
give
the
that to your
best deal
friends.
in showbiz. Would you know
It's
when you
not
hear
the
other
neo-Nazi
podcasts
one.
saying, and we've got a Patreon and you can listen to this special episode we've done this year. And like, we've done one a year. One? Grow up.
Getting two,
Grow up.
2 minimum a month from us.
Fucking 100%. Right then, it's nearly time to wrap this shit up, but little tired girl, it's time for Candyland.
And now, what's up in Candyland?
Do you think that? So, you know, like when you can hear underwater.
I love how you start these.
Because you know I've been thinking about it all week.
But you don't go, welcome to Candyland anymore. Now you just go, do you think that, like,
you
Will's
know,
flat?
right?
She's got theme music for that.
I know she has.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. I'm tired. Do you think, right? You know how we hear dolphins talk and they're like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm good
And then
at
when we talk underwater, we
Yeah.
you know you'd say. Do you think that's?
What? What?
Where
think
the
that's
fuck are you going with this?
Do you think that, like, on dolphin studies, they're trying to figure out what we're saying? Like, they think that humans actually. So these humans, they'll be like nature shows.
Oh,
down in the deep.
they're watching TV down there.
Dolphin Attenborough.
Today,
watching their
all the
TV
humans are trying to speak dolphinish.
They're trying to
And we think-
communicate with us.
No, they
These
just think
simple
that's human
creatures from the
speech.
land like to frolic in the water.
These hairless apes.
Listen to this one, trying to grasp speech.
I am so doing my next D&D character that speaks that way throughout the whole campaign.
Oh, fuck off.
Please don't call him Adolf the Dolphin or something.
A dolphin. A dolphin.
A dolphin.
This is set in stone. This is it.
Oh, a dolphin.
Where's he from? Wales.
No.
See, what we need to do in future for the top tier Candyland content is make sure she's fucking exhausted because her brain goes to strange places when she's tired.
My brain hasn't been in my head for at least a day.
So what you're saying is, do you think dolphins think we're trying to speak dolphinish?
No. Do you think that's what dolphins think we actually sound like when we talk to each other? Because they can only hear us
No, because they
underwater.
come out of the water because the mammals, they have to breathe, and the canary's fucking telling them to
Yeah, but they
play
haven't
with
got
balls.
ears. They haven't got ears.
They have got ears.
They-
You dickhead. They don't lay eggs.
Yeah, but they're not also like that Will Smith fish thing. Do you remember that film where Will Smith had big flippers like his ears?
That wasn't a documentary.
That was a cartoon.
And he was a shark.
Or animation.
You're like,
No,
do you,
Jack Black
Candy,
was
you're like,
Shark's tail.
Candy, you're like 95% the same genetic material as a dolphin. You are a mammal too. They're very similar to you. They've got fur, you know.
No, they don't. I
Look at
felt
her
one.
face. Look at her face.
I felt
They
one. It
have
felt like a
ears. They
squeaky
can-
tire.
They can hear each other. They can hear us.
Yeah, but
Just 'cause they haven't got big lug holes with AirPods in.
Because we're underwater when we talk to them.
We don't talk to them. We talk to them outside the water. You ever been to SeaWorld?
Yeah, but we whistle at them.
You realise,
these
Candy,
whistles, I've seen
your
it.
demonstration of how we sound underwater is just the Looney Tunes method of saying someone's crazy.
Yeah. But they train
Yeah,
them.
they
They
do use
train them
whistles.
above
They
the
train them
water.
to use the whistles. It's not like
Yeah, but above the water, they don't go in and blow a whistle underwater.
Yeah, but dolphins' ears are full of water, so all they can hear is.
Oh my word! Their ears are not full of water. They've got flaps to stop that happening.
I've never seen a dolphin's ear flaps.
You've not looked hard enough.
I mean, have you seen a bird's ear hole? Because they're horrifying.
Oh, who gives a fuck about birds' ears?
Have you ever seen a pig's dick?
Isn't it swirly?
It's like Calbo's.
My
Swirly.
dick, did you say?
Calbo's.
Swirly dick.
Calbo's dick, yeah. Calbo's got a curly dick.
Scotch sheep law.
Even though Calbo isn't a mammal at all. But, yeah, dolphins
Don't
are
get
mammals,
trouble has a
Candy, so-
micro penis. That's
They're-
also
they're- In theory, they're very, very brainy animals like chimpanzees. In theory, they could completely understand English if you taught them.
a right Shakespeare.
Completely. Not right, Shakespeare. They ain't got thumbs.
No, because when you go underwater to teach them,
That we know of.
I don't understand why you believe that they have to go underwater to talk to mammals that breathe outside of water.
because when we go underwater, we can't hear properly, and when they come out of water, they can't hear properly. Their ears need water to hear.
They don't. It's not how it works. They don't live in bubbles. They don't even bubble cities.
We can still hear underwater. We don't need like clear air to hear.
Yeah, but you can't hear very well, though, can you? I bet a dolphin's hearing underwater is way better than ours.
Yeah, it's because they're designed that way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can't remember what I was. getting
Candy,
at.
have you heard of David Attenborough?
I have.
No.
I've heard of the fellow.
Can you please watch some of his shows, especially the ones that are called
Stop.
The Blue
What
Stop
does he
watching
know?
fucking anime and start watching some documentaries for fuck's sake.
It's all theoretical, everything he's saying. It's not proven.
We all know that dolphins came from space and they will
Yeah.
leave before the end.
Exactly.
So long and thanks for all the fish.
Absolutely.
So long and thanks for listening to this podcast. For fuck's sake, man. If you're not a patron, this is the end. Why would you not pay for the next bit? Oh, dear me. Thank you so much, and thanks for being back, Biggie. We've missed you.
Yes, it's
We
been
have.
very
Yeah,
good.
Cheers to you guys.
And your dolphin-like
Yeah,
ears. We love you. See you later, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Liverpool, top of the league.
Right.
Liverpool, top of the league.
Alright, everyone be quiet. Shut the fuck up.
Rude.
You're not my
You
real
ready?
dad.
Said the king.